everybody? What is going on? I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Real quick, Josh, want to give a shout out to the replay gang. Actually, screw you guys. It's my fucking birthday. Damn it, I cursed twice already. It's my birthday. Why aren't you here? So, screw the replay gang, but we are not going to screw our good friends over at mysickshirt.com. Always coming in clutch. They got a Cyber Monday deal. Anything you can think of, they've got your flavor. And of course, the only place to get your very own official The Indian Jesus merch. Only at mysickshirt.com. All right, what is good? Douglas in the building. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Alex Pick is coming in just to say hello. Hello. So, we got Miguel in the building. Welcome, brother. Welcome. I am so excited you guys are here. I haven't done anything all day. I've been just looking forward to hanging out with you guys. And I didn't even make any of these. Hold on. I'm just here to hang out with you guys. So I figured we could start just going through, doing another one of those TikTok reviews that'll give us a lot of different things to talk about. But this is a party, as much as any other party has been, if not more. So if they're, hey, have you checked this out? Hey, have you listened to that? Hey, I wanted to ask you this. Let's hang out. Let's have a good time and celebrate my ass getting old. So I saw this. Hey, we got per usual in the building. What is good? And Divine and Rod as well. Oh shit! Yes. Oh, I don't have to do that anymore. Cheers! The nectar of the gods. So yes, guys, nothing too crazy going on tonight. Specifically on the we got my a little birthday present for myself. Is the official Stream Deck. Got loaded with some sounds. We'll bust some other ones out as they come up organically. But I figured let's just go watch some of this stuff and let's have a party. Welcome to everybody.
The basic irony here, I mean, you're lecturing us about sexism while you're sitting right now in Manhattan.
Manhattan. We need to rename the city then. The Big Apple. The Big Apple would be less offensive.
I don't know if you guys remember. This was an actual. I when I first saw this, I thought it was a skit that Tucker Carlson was doing with some random chick. But no. This is dead serious. She is seriously saying that I don't know how long ago it was, maybe a couple years. Legitimately trying to get rid of the word man in general at all.
So I feel that I'm sitting in the Big Apple, not Manhattan.
Okay, but why stop there? Why should the post office deliver mail?
I know. Well, it says M-A-I-L, so that's okay. If it's M-A-L-E, then there's a problem.
Homonyms count, and this applies to email too, because it's not about spelling, it's about being gender inclusive. Right. And male is offensive. We just learned that. So.
Well, no, I don't think they're including that, but they are saying that society has changed and times are changing, and we don't want to be offensive in our language. And they're trying to be non-sexist and non-biased, and that means trying to take the word man out. So instead of man-made, it would be synthetic. So instead of mailman, it would be mail carrier. So there's many ways to go around it. Instead of humanity, you should say people.
But
So,
mail carrier still has mail in it. So you haven't, it's kind of a fake. Oh, but that's a Dodge.
A package carrier.
Well,
we can come up with so many other terms that are less offensive.
And the funny thing is that if you actually, especially considering, let's say this was back in 2018. I'm just throwing a number out randomly, but I think that at that time, it was very common for this type of rhetoric of oh man, this and that and that. But I don't think people were ready for him to actually, but male is a homonym. Hey, we got Creon in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you guys have not checked out our interview about the whole FTX scandal and all of that stuff, please do go check that out, as well as his podcast, the Inside Crypto Podcast. Thank you for stopping by, brother. Glad to see you. And we got the Mikey story. Oh, wait. We got the Mikey story. Hey, what is good? What is good? Another awesome channel doing a lot of vlogging content. This man is all over the place. Both of these gentlemen, please go check out their channels. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I at first I thought that she was joking about, that this was a skit. Oh, I missed Divining Rod. Oh, I missed Divining Rod. What is good? Hey, the whole party is here. Thank you. Divining said Fe equals iron. Blood has iron. Therefore, female is a reference to their monthly blood spot. I'll take it. And I'm sure that if you told her that, she would take the bait. Come on.
Yeah.
You might still offend dyslexics. You can change a vowel, but it sounds the same. It has that dreaded word that sends people shrieking for their safe spaces, male.
Well, they're saying man. Man is the word that they're trying to avoid. They're saying that the word man is associated with adult men, and as opposed to just humanity or humans. So they're trying to avoid the word man. So if we can eliminate that word, then things would be much better and people would be less offended.
Well, what if you lived in Manchester, Vermont?
Well, they might have to change the name of the city if people agree with Purdue University. And Purdue University found that things need to be updated, and they updated their writing.
This is why I was like, she's serious. I thought this was, it's not that much funny, that humorous anymore. It's just like, oh wait, you really think this is. Hey, JR in the building. What is good? Happy birthday. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you for stopping by. All right, let's move on. You get the point. It goes on for another 2. That's half the video. That's not even half the video. And it still goes on. This chick is very much serious. Very much serious. And she's if I remember, you can see on the bottom here, or it says Purdue University launches new something or other. So I assume that this is some launches new campaign to get rid of the word man and all that stuff. It's ridiculous. And yeah, Rod never ceases to entertain. Repeal the 19th. I'm not 100% with you on that, but I do understand where you're coming from. This one was interesting.
Good morning. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Teresa Long, and I have been invited here today to testify to the truth before the legislators of Idaho. The information I'm presenting is made as a protected communication under Title 10 USC 1034 as a whistleblower. My opinions are my own and do not reflect that of the United States Army, the DoD, or any entity thereof.
Insurance companies figured that if there was something catastrophic that happened to the United States, they would see a 10% increase in all-cause morbidity and mortality.
So keep that number in mind. The expectations that if we were to see something in America that was drastic, that a 10% increase in the rate of mortality would be something very alarming. Hey, JH is in the building. Welcome. Thank you so much for the well wishes. And again, this isn't Ask Me Anything. This is a let's check this out. So anything that you guys got, anything you guys want to show me, anything you guys want us to watch together, let me know. This is a very laid back party to celebrate me getting closer to dying. Come on. Go.
10% for just like an unprecedented, catastrophic, natural event or something that happened in the United States.
U.S. life insurance companies have reported an overwhelming and unexplainable increase in all-cause deaths among 18 to 49-year-olds.
40%.
Guys, if you could do me a huge favor, the likes are the biggest thing that helps push this stuff in the algorithm, and especially for my birthday. If I could get the biggest stream that I've ever done, that would warm my heart. I very much appreciate that you guys are here, but you know how it is.
Is no one's even calculated that. I mean, that's never been factored into what things would look like. It's apocalyptic.
In my
10%.
15 years as a doctor taking care of soldiers, I have never seen this litany of debilitating and potentially deadly medical conditions in soldiers. These conditions included strokes, transient ischemic attacks, pericarditis, myocarditis, erratic heart rates, arrhythmias, rapid onset and progression of various cancers to include testicular cancer, esophageal cancer, brain tumors, neuroendocrine tumors, spinal tumors, thyroid dysfunction.
So what she's going through is a list of a bunch of different things that have been creeping up recently in the last couple of years. We've got strokes, transient ischemic attacks, pericarditis, and myocarditis. I don't even want to say that. Erratic heart rates, arrhythmias, rapid onset cancer, a bunch of different types of cancer. All of this stuff, again, is just happening just recently, and nobody knows why. Vincent, that is definitely not going to happen. Not here, but maybe in Discord. Check the Discord. Link in the description. The after party is going to get wild. But welcome. I am very glad you are here. I said, so you'll be tripping with the... Yeah. Welcome, buddy. Welcome. Mikey says, when is the second coming of Common Sense? Next year? Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it right now. We are doing it right now. The fact that you are here, nobody said it was going to happen like that. I never said that. I said I'm bringing it. And that takes time. And in that time, I need you guys to help me spread this message so we can bring it back. That's exactly what we're doing.
Multiple sclerosis, cognitive impairment, persistent severe insomnia, suppression of the immune system, unprovoked blood clots in the splenic and portal vein, avascular necrosis, liver dysfunction, menstrual irregularities, and miscarriage.
All of these things just randomly coming up more often.
Well, I think if you look at the 5.3.6 post-marketing analysis report, the 1,291 adverse events, I don't think those came as diagnostic tests. I think they came as confirmatory tests. You ordered a product, you wanted the product to kill people. Hey, stockholders, we got exactly what you ordered.
Fourth shot, oral of the CEO, Pfizer. Good for CBS, good for Walmart, good for your health.
When I reached out,
Good for CBS, good for your health. I mean, the narrative is just, hey, we got seditionalists in the building. That's the Christian faith has ruined the calendar, as it were. And so December 25th is not actually the day that the Son of God was born, but it was in fact November 28th. But welcome, brother. Welcome. Glad to see you here, and thank you for the well wishes. Mikey says, I would love to see you go to Congress and pitch your ideas and so on. I'm sure that would be an interesting reaction. I think so too. I don't know if I am quite at the level where I would feel comfortable presenting everything that I think and feel right now. I think part of that, eventually I would love to do that. And I think that is an explicit goal, to be more directly involved in, culture and politics specifically. But that's when you ask a question like this, that's what we're doing. We're going through that part now, so that by the time I get there, they know what's good. So it's just as I shall blame Facebook when it's yeah. Before, in the old days, only people who actually cared about you would know when your birthday was. And the Facebook reminders just completely ruin that. Because even if you did remember somebody's birthday, especially like back in the day when I was in school, and there was school dynamics, and it was like, oh, this girl, and maybe if I remember her birthday, oh, maybe that's something. Thanks, Facebook, took that away. Mikey said, you have nothing to lose. Even the dumbest woman has done it. Well, I don't want to be, I want to make sure that when I get there, I make a splash. And trust me, I am going to. But yeah, basically, we're seeing a bunch of people are just dying. And what is the main thing that has changed 2 years that would cause let's say a sudden onset of adults dying suddenly?
1 year you
Okay,
wake.
this one, I need to make a poll. Because oh shit. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. So I want to know if you guys are. Oh, I have to end this poll. All right. Yeah. So that's a good age. That's a good age scroll there. So some of y'all know exactly once you pass 30, and birthdays are not the same thing. Are you familiar with? Okay. So don't answer this until you watch the video. But I want you guys. I'm not sure if. Oh, hey, we got a bunch of people in here. Private Discord reveal? Maybe. You're gonna have to join to find out. He said, OMG, guys, I'm so sorry. That was a bad one. Stupid autocorrect. Oh, man. Oh, no. What is going on? Hey, we got the free ego in the building. What is good, brother? Welcome. Said I chose a horrible time to do this stream because Timcast has. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Everybody can watch that tomorrow. It's my birthday. Fuck them. So do not answer this poll until you watch this.
Up after Thanksgiving to see lots of viral videos about children gathered around the giant tree clown, chanting things at it. And you say, oh, that's creepy. That this big giant clown face on a tree, that's kind of weird. I'm surprised the kids aren't scared of that. And then everyone around you looks at you strangely, your family, your friends, and they say, are you acting like you've never heard of the giant tree clown? That we don't have one ourselves in the town square, in every mall, in every church, at every school? Are you pretending that you yourself did not grow up participating in this ritual every year, where you and the other young children would gather around the giant tree clown? And
is it just me? Okay. So out of 4 of you, nobody has heard of this. What is this?
Chant things at it until it finally opened its eyes and woke up, rousing it from its slumber so it could awake, hungry. Maybe you should see a doctor, they say. Maybe you should turn yourself into the police. It's very strange, almost deviant, that you claim to not know about or worship the giant tree clown.
That shit is weird. Never heard of that. I'm glad I'm not the only one, because that I saw this, and I mean, I've seen that imagery before, the face, but the fact that this is a thing it blows my mind. Now, something else is Mischief Night. I recently found out that Mischief Night is a Northeast or New Jersey type of thing. So if you are from New Jersey, don't answer. But that's where I knew the face from. Morty, stop. Lay down. That's where I knew the face. I knew this face. I knew it. That's where I've seen that face before. That's exactly where I've seen that face before. But yeah, seeing it on a Christmas tree, never in a big deal. Well, no, the guy, Mikey says, why is this tree clown such a big deal? He's obviously being sarcastic because he never heard of this tree clown. And then somebody else was like, what? But that's what I want to ask about Mischief Night. So if you are not from New Jersey, do you know, can somebody tell me what Mischief Night is? Without Googling it. Or, actually, no, let's do another poll. So I want to say, I want to actually, do you know what I don't know how to spell mischief. Mischief Night is. That's what I'm interested, because that's I grew up with, but certainly not a tree clown.
Any scientist.
Oh, this is our good friend switching over to my favorite person who just makes me want to
Take me outside. How about that?
I hate this guy. I hate this guy so much.
Are beginning to believe that a vaccine against AIDS may be impossible to make and too dangerous to test.
If you take it and then a year goes by and everybody's fine, then you say, okay, that's good. Now let's give it to 500 people. And then a year goes by and everything's fine. Say, well, then now let's give it to thousands of people. And then you find out that it takes 12 years.
So we all recognize who we're looking at, right?
For all hell to break loose. And then what have you done?
So if you didn't, that was Dr. Fauci talking about AIDS and talking about how 12 years later, we're finding out that, oh, this treatment that we used, you put that together. No, that is a young Dr. Fauci. Hey, we got No Freedoms in the building. What is going on, brother? Glad to see you. Glad you are here. Yes, in fact, I am an old man, but 33. I was old at 32. So once you got your younger ages, went up to 10. Every birthday is a big deal. Then you get to 10. Then you want to get to 13 because you want to be a teenager. Then, depending on where you live, you want to get to 15 or 16 to get your driver's permit, and then subsequently the next year to get your license. New Jersey, it was 16 for a permit and 17 for a provisional license. Then, of course, you want to be 18 so that you could, get tattoos and whatever. And then once you turn 21, then it's like, okay, cool. I'm all the numbers that I want to be now. Okay, stop. Can I just stop and be 21 forever? And then birthdays are not really a big deal. And then you turn 30. And it is a horrible, horrible, horrible thing. And they warn you. They will tell you, oh, everything's different after 30. Everything's different. And you think, oh, I'm 29. I know what this is. I'm not going to, tomorrow I turn one year older. I'm really only 1 day older. But the fact is, it's a mental switch. You're like, oh, fuck, I'm in my 30s now. My childhood is over. All of them, Mikey. That is the point. But yeah, it definitely unintended consequences there.
Natalie, when we started
So this one, let's just play this one out. And
the show, we just
I want to Mischief Night. So nobody knows what Mischief Night is. That's crazy. So Mischief Night is October 30th. This is crazy to me that nobody knows this. Yeah, not the new Santa murder movie, but every Halloween Eve, you would go out with your friends and throw eggs at people's houses, toilet paper the trees, graffiti. Obviously, as our entire world has become much more online in the last decade, it's not been as much of a thing. But back in the day, when I was in high school, Mischief Night was fun. But yeah, it was just, you just go out, and it was kind of an understanding that as long as you're not really destroying property, as long as you're just getting into mischief, then cops aren't really going to come after you. Like, they're out patrolling because it is Mischief Night and somebody's looking to turn it into the Purge. But for the most part, it's just a bunch of kids. You get your eggs, and you get your toilet paper and your spray paint, and it's Mischief Night. And that was how we ushered in Halloween. So this up here says transgender woman on CNN says she can look at the mugshot of the Colorado Springs guy. And let's just let her talk.
We got a little bit of news earlier that the attorneys for the shooter are now saying that the shooter is non-binary, and the shooter would like to use
That
the pronouns
eye roll.
they,
Look at that eye roll.
for the shooter are now saying that the shooter is non-binary, and the shooter would like to use the pronouns they, them. And this is for the court in all court papers. And that's what Anderson Aldrich's attorneys are saying. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I think that's complete ludicrous. I believe they're just saying that because they want to have the easy way out on this. That's really, really offending, especially being a transgender woman myself. A male, which it was obvious with the mugshot, that's a man. That's not a non.
Is it though? I thought this whole thing has been about gender identity, and the fact that if somebody identifies as whatever gender and you misgender them, that is the worst thing ever. Stisha says, what does it matter if a is non-binary or not? Does non-binary get you a sentence reduction or something? Unfit for trial? No, but it certainly helps you in the eye of public opinion. If it's some, especially, I honestly don't know much. Yeah, exactly. Certainly when it comes to, I think I would assume, just based on the fact that I haven't heard otherwise, that it's a white person. And so if you have a white man who's doing that to a gay club, that's a very different narrative than a non-binary person. And so the fact is that she may have the right, the right sentiment that, oh, this motherfucker's just, saying whatever. Yeah, that's what we've been saying, is that people can just say it. And for you to determine, especially in like, this is how Jordan Peterson came to in media attention, because they enshrine this in law. So to do what she just did, for Jordan Peterson to have done it in his school where he was teaching and was tenured, would have gotten him not only fired, but arrested. But I guess when they do it, it's okay. What are the rules? Already? Damn. Yeah, just 21 with 12 years of experience. Exactly. Mikey says, if you do the crime and get caught, you get locked up. No questions asked. Well, unfortunately, Mikey, they do ask questions. And one of those questions is, are you male or excuse me, are you a man or a woman? Shouldn't really matter. Yep. Yeah, the hate crime aspect. I heard somebody else talking about this as well. Is that if it was a straight person going and doing this, then it could be a hate crime. Whereas if it's a non-binary person, that's much less likely. But yeah, I mean, this is the attitude that we get from a trans person talking about another trans person just because they don't agree with what they're doing. Now, I don't think anybody should agree with what that person's doing or what that person did. But that's not really the point. The point is semantic obfuscation. The point is that you make all of these rules and make all of us dance around to try to placate you, and then get angry, and then you turn around and do the exact same thing.
Thoughts on that?
I think that's complete ludicrous. I believe they're just saying that because they want to have the easy way out on this. That's really, really offending, especially being a transgender woman myself. A male, which was obvious with the mugshot, that's a man. That's not a non-binary person because in no way, shape, or form could they appear as a woman the next day.
Okay, so now we're getting. I'm gonna come back to this additionally. So now we're getting some. Now we're getting some criteria. So in order to be considered non-binary, you have to be able to present as the. I was even going to go down and say that you have to go down that road and say you have to be able to present as the opposite gender, but they're non-binary. So what does presentation have to do with anything? If you're non-binary, that doesn't mean that you would present. Why would you assume that this person is looking to present as a woman? They're non-binary, not a woman. That's the whole point, I thought. It's just, oh, okay. Now that it's not in a Walmart commercial, now that it's not putting you as the greatest person ever just because you're part of the LGBT community, now the rules have changed. It's sad. It's sad. Yeah, so if you start pew-pewing a place, pretty sure it's a hate crime regardless. I agree. I think the notion of a hate crime versus a non-hate crime is silly. Exactly what you're saying. If you're doing that, there's some level of hate. And I don't necessarily think that the reasons why should necessarily change, that drastically what you're doing. This just goes on to say, to be a non-binary, you have to be able to present yourself as either a 0 or a 1. Oh, good one. There are 10 kinds of people. Those who understand. Seditionists on fire tonight, baby.
It's really offensive to even hear that they're playing that role. And if they're non-binary, why would you go after the club where you feel safe at? Why would you do that to a community where you are welcomed in if you are non-binary?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. Just guessing. I don't know many details about the actual incident. But maybe just being non-binary, maybe just being LGBTQ, QIA plus, whatever, maybe that doesn't inherently mean that you have the same ideas as everybody else who is part of that group. Ever thought of that?
Excellent question. Obviously, all of this will have to be answered.
Yeah,
Natalie,
we ain't gonna see that. Okay, this one is fun. This one is fun. This one's gonna be a little bit harder for you guys because it's smaller. But if you can see what's going on here, it is funny as hell. Mikey says transgender does not excuse you from a crime committed. However, getting locked up just means you will not be in a general population. Accurate, sir. Accurate. Yeah, absolutely. Regardless of who you are or whatever, if you commit a crime, you need to be you need to answer for that crime. So I'm going to put this, let's see, what does it look like with that versus that versus that? It doesn't really help. So take a look at everything in the frame and understand why this is hilarious. You don't really need the sound. You just need to look. He's Joe Biden here, picking out some books. Take one more look. There's a nice something in red there. If you can't see it, wait for it. Wait for it. It says brain exercises for dementia. That's the joke. That's just hilarious. I don't know what else to say to you guys. Hey, we got just a cog in the fuckery in the building. What is good, girl? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. No Freedom says, this reminds me of the Jewish guy that tried to start a massacre and said he was a Nazi. Sounds pretty much on point. I mean, we definitely are going to have to, see where the rest of the story goes. But that's what makes sense to me, is that just trying to get rid of the hate crime thing. So Stishna says, people that get rejected sometimes resort to violence as well. Good point. So stating a non-binary or gay person couldn't attack a gay club is foolish, but a man who identifies as a woman wouldn't understand. Yo, my God.
Emotional damage.
But you're absolutely right. It's because the person on the the person talking sees the LGBT community as one thing. And anybody who associates with that automatically thinks exactly the same thing she does, feels the same way about everything. That's just not how it works. And the situation you laid out here makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense just off of pure speculation. There's no reason, based on limited facts, that a non-binary person did that to a gay club. That's the first thing you would think of.
Conservative political ideas tend to be very simple and easy to communicate, whereas left-wing ideas tend to be much more complicated and harder to understand.
Do they though? So this is typical liberal elite mentality right here. Well, you guys think what you think because it's easier to understand and you're not as smart. But we have the, better and more complex ideas. So if you just listen to us, then we'll make sure you know all of the right things.
And the result of this is that even when science proves that the left-wing ideas are correct, a lot of folks will still identify as conservatives simply because it's easier to understand.
So we're going back to this baseless claim that this girl got from memes and or Twitter to talk more about why it's wrong. If conservative ideas were simply more simplistic than progressive ideas, what you would expect to see is progressives would be able to understand conservatives, and conservatives would have a much harder time understanding progressives. But the fact of the matter is, we see the exact opposite. Like in this study, for example. Let's hear about it from the author, Jonathan Haidt, who is a liberal social psychologist. In a study I did, we tested how well liberals and conservatives could understand each other. We asked more than 2,000 American visitors to fill out Moral Foundation's questionnaire. They had them answer the questionnaire as themselves, and then also had them answer the questionnaire as opposing viewpoints. Who was best able to pretend to be the other? The results were clear and consistent. Moderates and conservatives were the most accurate in their predictions. Liberals were the least accurate, especially when they described themselves as very liberal. And the author explains some of the specific questions in the questionnaire, and you can see them in the whole study, of course.
This is no surprise at all. It's very well known that the left thing, and again, we always talk about how these the left and right thing is kind of antiquated, but you guys understand that the left thinks that the right is evil because they don't know what it is that the right thinks. whereas the right tends to be more understanding of what it is that the left thinks. And that's why the left thinks the right is evil, where the right thinks the left is just misinformed.
Babe.
Yo.
Come look at this.
This is funny as hell.
You're not gonna freaking believe this. Come look what I just pulled out of this freaking huge turkey. I don't know if I want to see it. A baby. It was pregnant.
Are you serious?
Serious?
No.
I swear.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Are you
Pull
freaking
it. I
kidding me?
just pulled it out of there.
Hey, we got Iridium Kush in the building. Bah, bah, bah. Oh, wait. In the building. What is going on, brother? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is my birthday. We are just hanging out, having a good time. Ask me anything, watching some TikToks. Send me some links, whatever we want to do. I just want to spend this night hanging out with my friends. So I am glad you are here. Right now, this guy is doing a prank on his wife where he got a turkey and a chicken or a small turkey or something. And he's acting like he pulled the chicken out of the turkey. And he's telling his wife. And she's like, there was a baby in there? Go.
It was like full term.
She's so terrible.
That's bad.
No. We got like a good deal on this thing. Right?
Out there?
Look at this thing.
How did that come out of there?
This is one of the main reasons that I would want to be in a relationship. Somebody that I could just fuck with and would fuck with me in a fun way all the time. Because this is just fun. There's no greater meaning to this. It's just fun. It's just fun.
I don't know, baby. That's why I've been struggling in here trying to get that thing out of there.
What the heck, Connor? This is not okay. What is this? Pregnant baby.
Because we got a good deal.
A good deal.
That was not in there.
It was.
It was in.
I just pulled it out.
Are you serious? Are you really serious? That was.
Where do you think I got that thing? We went to the store together, baby.
Oh my gosh. We need to tell them.
What?
We need to tell them.
Kill pregnant ones.
Got him.
Why are you laughing? This isn't funny.
Emotional damage. Which one? The baby or the mom? Hey.
That guy sucked for all of you. You're first.
All right. If you're a fan of stand-up comedy, you should be familiar, at least, with Andrew Schulz, for no other reason except for the fact that we've done multiple shows with him on this platform. But if you are only familiar with him and not his podcast, the Flagrant podcast, this is Akash Singh. He is a short and Indian stand-up comic, and he is hilarious. And I definitely, I think when heckler interactions go well for the comedian, chef's kiss. That's what we got here. Let's check her out.
Did he suck for you?
Yeah, he didn't even look at me. Yeah, that's true. I came here when I was 10, but I've been meeting all kinds of people in America, right?
He sucked for you because you said something.
I said,
You look like you read a lot of books.
yeah, I wish I was reading one right now.
I don't know what I did to deserve this hostility, but just trying to have a good time here. Just a comedy show, you know what I mean?
Dude, I asked him a question and he rolled his eyes. I was like, what do you fuck my wife? Fuck you, dude. I don't have to put up with this from you. You fuck.
You fuck?
How do you guys know each other? Can I ask? Are you comfortable talking about it? If not, is all good. We can move on. We met on a hand. Yeah, dude, the South is more open-minded than you think. Don't be so nervous. You know what I mean? There's some fucking... You're not nervous? What are you? Tell me what emotion you're feeling.
He's British. He's really confused.
He's confused by Indians as a Brit? I don't think he is, to be honest with you. I think he's looking at me like, why does this guy have freedom? And I'm trying to power through the set, but when I'm done with my set and I see him doing this, that shit, there is no way your fucking left hand is more interesting than what we're doing up here for an hour. Clearly want to go home. I know why the fuck he's gonna leave already. This guy's sitting here picking his fucking calluses on his hand for 10 minutes. Just go. gives a fuck. And then I just
Yeah, this dude, Doug's saying people forgot how to laugh. Coming ready to be offended. You can see it, and that's the why this is a great framing. To make this TikTok, to be able to fit in the interaction, and also to tell a story that it's not just the interaction, but that this guy was being a dick, sitting front row all night. But yeah, he seemed like I don't understand what it is that would bring you to go to a comedy show and then not be in the mood for comedy and then stay there. Like, if you're not having fun, then leave. I don't get it.
fucking lost it. I was like, with all my jokes, fuck this guy. He deserved it. I don't know if we put this out because it's so mean, but he fucking deserved it. It's fun, to be honest with you. I had a good time. How is this more polite than just getting up and walking out? Guy thinks he's funnier than me. Fucking Brits, dude. I'm so glad that bitch died. So glad that bitch died. Never been more glad a bitch died in my life. This whole time I didn't care. I was like, whatever. 92-year-old bitch died. Who cares what she did to India? I'm over it. I'm not over it anymore.
Hey, we got Indie Film in the building. What is going on, brother? Thank you so much for stopping by. Glad you are here. Like I was saying earlier, this is my birthday stream. We are just hanging out, watching some stuff here. If you got YouTube videos, if you got questions, whatever, we are hanging out. All I want for my birthday is to hang out with you guys. Welcome, brother. Welcome.
Fuck that bitch! Ha! You get those jokes, don't you? You don't have a hard time understanding that? Fucking stupid inbred bitch, fuck you! I hate this bitch now. It's your fault. Damage. I wish we could dump more tea in the fucking hurricane right now. Tea Party Part 2. In a much less significant state. I swear to God, dude. I swear to God, if I had a fucking glove, I'd slap you like that with that shit. Challenge you to a duel. Fucking Hamilton out here. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. I blacked out for a second, to be honest with you. I feel so good, though. I feel so much better about everything.
Take me
Fuck the
outside.
queen. You goofy inbred bitch that killed Diana. Fuck you. Oh, do you feel bad for this Diana killing ass bitch? Really? Miss, you seem very sweet. I don't want you to feel bad about yourself, but do you really feel bad about this Diana killing ass bitch? Can you do me a favor? Can you just come sit here for 5 minutes? Just look at this guy. Can you see him from here? You only see this part of his face. You don't see the shitty part is right here. You paid for this shit, I bet. He wouldn't do this if he paid.
Yup.
Remember what I said about being disrespectful? Fuck all of it. Out the window. Respect is given when respect is taken, or whatever the fuck is. Reciprocity is the word I'm goddamn looking for. I'm out here sounding like motherfucking suffering succotash out here.
And he's still not even like getting into it. He's still just like mad at life, I guess. I don't know. Freedom says these are jokes. Almost like he is pissed and insulting the fuck out of people. You missed a letter somewhere. You're either saying these aren't jokes, or you're saying these are jokes. Almost like he is pissed and insulting the fuck out of people. So if you missed the beginning, the point was this dude was being a dick all night. So yes, he was heckling. So he's and now you ruined it. It's not funny anymore. Hey, we got Arthur in the building. Oh, we got Arthur in the building. What? Damage. I'm new to the stream deck. Welcome. Thank you so much for hanging out. This is my birthday stream, and it is all for you guys. I'm glad you are here. We are hanging out. If you got videos, whatever, let's check it out. Let's take our drinks and have a good time. Cheers. All right, let's move on since No Freedoms ruined this one.
This post is going to be upsetting to some really unsafe people. A few months ago, I made a couple posts about communal showers and how I feel that it's very strange that in schools they force young people to disrobe and shower together. And a lot of people came.
I would agree with that. I never I never had to do that. The most I had to do was change for gym, and like, I mean, it was weird enough in the sense that you're bound around a bunch of other dudes, but basically just changing your shirt and putting on some gym shorts. But the oh well, that's that. Welcome. Yeah, Aziz Ansari is another one. I definitely think Akash is funnier. I especially with Aziz's last special, it was funny. It just wasn't quite on the level. Akash is a savage, especially if you hear him on the podcast. But Doug, Arthur, whoever you are, welcome. Yeah, let's this one, yeah, obviously a little bit more serious on this one. Let's back this one up because like I said, I had to change my clothes, but I never had to shower at school. And I thought that was a TV thing. But apparently it wasn't. I mean, apparently all around the country, you've got to shower for gym class as a child, and then there's coach and all that. So let's see what we got here.
Came after me in the comments saying things like, how are teammates supposed to bond if they don't shower together? And saying that it's important for someone's development so that they can get comfortable with their body and with the bodies of others. And I was like, man, I didn't know so many people felt so strongly about people showering together. But it turned out that the reason that so many people were commenting this way is because my video got reposted onto an online forum specifically dedicated to communal showers. And having my video posted there and seeing the comments there, I learned a lot about the communal showers advocate community. I learned
why even is there a community for advocating for children to be not only showering together, but again, there has to be some level of supervision. I'm not saying that they're, coaches are watching or that coaches are, doing anything untoward. I'm just saying, why does there need to be this group? Yeah, I wonder if Arthur says, I wonder if they have a conference. That is not somewhere you want your picture taken. That's for sure.
There are men, grown men, that travel around the world and around the country just to go to the Y in different cities and take pictures of the showers with and without people in them. These men will go to the Y. Usually they'll go to the sauna because that gives them a reason to go to the locker rooms. And they spend a lot of time in the locker rooms watching the showers. I mean, maybe some of them just really like architecture and plumbing infrastructure.
So Arthur says, I think the community is for showering generally, not specifically to young people. Based on what he's saying, no, he's saying communal showering. So I don't think that it's necessarily focused on young people. But even if it's adults, that's still a weird thing, because again, this is going back to rules. So if you're at a if you're at the Y or whatever, then you can choose to shower or to not shower. Unlike in gym class, at least at my school, you couldn't choose to not change into gym clothes. I mean, you could, but you would take a 0 for the day or whatever. But so I mean, a community for showering, that doesn't really seem like there's much to be done there. Most people have water. Soap is a thing that's existed for a long time in many different forms. I don't think they're, especially if they did have a conference, I don't think that conference would last very long, just because what are they going to talk about? I agree, Divine Around, very much so. Come on. Oh, this is such a show.
But on the other hand, there's definitely some of them that seem to think it's very important that grown men and young boys shower together. I even had a person comment on a video of my son playing with Lego that if my dad had taken me to the Y and showered with me, then maybe I wouldn't have been so upset when my wrestling coach showered with me in high school. Implying that a emotional damage 16-year-old who's forced to get naked and shower with a 40-year-old man has something wrong with them. But that's the thing that.
Hey, Wesley's back. It's been a while, Wesley. Welcome back. I'm so glad to see you. Am I going to get my Omni barcode laser tattoo on my right hand wrist or on my forehead? I think I'm gonna go with my right hand wrist. You know, I have a tattoo here that I got just on a whim, and I'm in the process of removing it. So maybe I'll get it all the way around. How are you doing, Wesley? If you don't know what's going on, don't worry about it.
They want to preserve. They do not want the culture surrounding communal showers to change. They don't want it to be acceptable to wear swim shorts in the communal showers at the Y. They want schools to use communal showers to groom kids. They want these young people to think that there's something wrong with you or that you're weak if you don't want to get naked and shower with strangers, because they want to go to the Y and watch kids shower. Have you ever gone to the Y and you go to the locker room and there's that man that's just sitting in there? And then you go swim and you come back and it might be 2 hours later and he's still just sitting there in the locker room. Do not trust that man and do not let him anywhere near children. There is nothing wrong with not wanting to show your body to someone else, no matter what your age is and no matter who that person is.
Facts. Super, super facts. We can make jokes about this, that, and the other all we want, but there is no reason that you ever should need to show yourself to anybody who you don't want to. Consent is still a thing. That just caught me so off guard that there is a community fighting for communal showers. So Any Film says, not advocating. We had a giant shower in high school. The early gyms of the late 80s and early 90s still had communal showers. In the old men's health clubs, when men would swim naked indoors. I think that the notion that, hey, this is a thing here for you. If you would like to use it, hygiene, great. The advocacy of saying we need to do this is where the problem has for me. I would love to see that tattoo. As soon as you get it, just send me a picture. I'd love to see it. Yeah, exactly. Sandusky is probably the chapter leader. The chapter leader of the communal showers community. Why is there a communal showers community? What is happening? Just be aware. Just be aware, guys. This is happening. This is happening. They will try to tell you that it's made up, that you're a conspiracy theorist, that you're paranoid, that you're talking about a slippery slope. Blah, 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 blah. It is happening already. Freedom said there's a community for everything. Think about the most fucked up, dumbest thing ever and realize someone is supporting that. Well, I mean, doesn't really get much more fucked up than men showering with young boys. So I have to agree with you there.
19 people were seriously injured and one person tragically lost their life in Massachusetts this week when a car plowed into an Apple store. I am sick of the carnage, and it is about time we pass meaningful legislation to ban cars. Waukesha, car. Paul Walker, car. Tupac was in a car, which is basically the same thing. 46,000 people lose their life to car accidents each year in America. You can't thoughts and prayers your way out of this one. And I'm proud to announce that in the state of California, you can now sue Ford and Cadillac for this terrible tragedy.
Now, if you don't know where this is going or what this is supposed to be, it's pretty in your face, but let's let it finish out before we go through this, and then I'll come back to the comments here.
They even make cars that are engineered to go twice or 3 times the speed of other cars. These cars weren't made for driving or transportation. They're made for plowing into stores. And the Republican Party is so beholden to the big car lobby. If one person crashes their car into an Apple store, then nobody deserves to drive at all. And even though there's tons of laws to prevent this type of situation from happening, the only way to stop it is to ban cars altogether. Even though trucks will still be legal because we need to move things around and whatnot, banning these cars is the meaningful legislation that we all need. And even though a car could save your life by rushing you to a hospital, my non-solution is a better solution.
So obviously that was a gun argument. When you take it out of guns, it's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. There is no reason to talk about banning cars because of accidents. And we know that. But you have the exact same conversation in a different context, and now all of a sudden, all the rules change, all the logic changes. Going back to the showers, just a Cox and I was in juvie. The showers were open. You could definitely see male officers and guards from the boys' side hanging out in the office during shower times. Not comforting. Yeah, I've definitely heard a lot about how just in prison, jail in general, that's really there's just a lot that goes on because it's who's watching the watchers, and that's certainly terrible. I'm very sorry that happened to you. But I do think we are a little bit, that's still an issue, but it's still one step removed from a community dedicated to making sure that that children and adults shower together. Tupac was shot, but it was in a car. Oh Jesus. Yep, not putting that up. Yell says only government employees need cars. Exactly. Yep. Can you drive a gun like this? The $1 million question. Not if they're illegal. Not if the cars are illegal.
How does genealogy support the idea that mitochondrial Eve may have lived around 5,000 to 7,000 years ago? In the paper,
I still haven't gotten to why you just disappeared.
So if you cannot see, I don't know what is wrong with people on TikTok. Like, frame your shit. It's a bar. It's a video with the bars on the side with the bar. Like, make it fancy. But if you can't see, it is Dave Chappelle talking to Oprah when he recently returned after going to Africa randomly when he was doing Chappelle's show and all that happened.
I still haven't gotten to why you just disappeared. So you had that moment, the guy's laughing too much. Was that the tipping point for you? Was that the straw?
That was the first tipping point.
Okay.
And then they put in the paper that I had pneumonia, God knows what.
Mm-hmm.
It was walking pneumonia because I was walking all over the place. I was relaxing.
While we've got a little break here, Traditionalist makes a good point and says, actually, meaningful legislation would be to improve infrastructure and not make cars the primary means of transportation, making safer cities. But improving laws is bad, okay? And yeah, I mean, this gets to the heart of exactly what the point of that TikTok was. That yes, there is legislation that can change the things that you don't like. But there's also legislation that may also solve that problem, but create way more problems in the process. Like, I don't know, a tyrannical government. Just reading and see if I can get away with it. Yeah, we can keep that up while we're yeah. We're supposed to have an 8th Amendment. We're supposed to have a 2nd Amendment. We do have a 2nd Amendment. Whether or not that is being wildly infringed upon is a whole other thing.
And then after that, I was coming back to the show, and then they were like, "Well, Dave, you should just back up the pneumonia story." And I was like, that was your thing. I'm not backing up a pneumonia story.
Backing up a pneumonia story. So so he's saying that his handlers or whatever were trying to tell him that he should go with a fake narrative as to why he left.
So pause there. So that's interesting immediately.
Oh, okay.
Because what he's saying is that they just inserted a story about him that wasn't true, right? They just told him, hey, just say you have pneumonia. Just back up this claim. Let's continue and hear what else he says.
And then the next day it was in the paper that I had writer's block. Then I knew something was getting ready to get stressful because I hadn't even started writing. I was on schedule to write. So I was like, you know, what's going on? Are they going to
So these are your people trying to
manipulate me? Sounds like somebody's trying to put young Dave in a compromising position.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so that's interesting. He's speaking about handlers. This idea of Hollywood handlers that are trying to manipulate the narrative, trying to control some sort of a narrative, and he's wise to it. He's realizing, wait a second, something's going on here. Let's keep going.
But you know, okay, so then I got worse. So when I said I'm not going to do it, then all of a sudden it was like, well, now he has walking pneumonia. And then I knew long before I walked, I had considered walking.
It was at this moment that
I had considered walking because I went back to work and the vitamin love was gone because it was a real ugly negotiation. It's a situation where now everybody's taking credit for this and that and the other. It was getting ridiculous. And I knew I was going to leave. So I got ahead of schedule and I bounced. And I didn't tell anybody where I was going. The whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane.
Stop right there. He's essentially telling us that he escaped. He just got up and he left because he realized that this was a toxic situation and they were trying to convince him that he was insane. Let's keep going.
They were trying to get me to take
Seditionalists and no freedoms. I have so we're getting a lot of comments. So if you know, and since we're switching topics so often, you know, if you say something, I'm starring it so that we're not breaking stuff up too much. What is the CBDC? I don't know what that is. But while we are stopped here, so I definitely disagree here. No freedoms. We don't have rights. We only have privileges. No, I disagree with you. I believe that absolutely we are enshrined with rights as human beings, and those rights can be infringed upon, as I just said, but those rights cannot be taken away, and they are not, in fact, privileges. A privilege is something different than a right. Privilege is something that is given to you, whereas a right is something that is more inherent to who you are. Seditionalist says, it's funny, though, how people think small arms guns will protect them from their government if it decides to go tyrannical with its fighter jets, carrier ships, various bombs, rockets, drones, etc. Well, but how do you think that would go down? How do you think that would go down? Let's say there is, I don't know, let's call it a group. Let's call them the Branch Davidians, just off the top of our heads. What happened there? We had a bunch of people that were in a compound, took on the government with their guns, and yeah, they still died. But how did that work out for the government? That is a black stain on the government. And there was no bombs, there was no fighter jets, there was no drones, there was no nothing involved in that. So you have to take into account the fact that the government has a huge incentive not to escalate things, and so if it's getting to the point where you know there's fighting like that, then the government is going to do everything it can to minimize the level of force that's needed because they know they have all of these things. But at what point are they willing to cross that line? What would it take for an American citizen to get bombed that the American public would get behind? I certainly don't know anything that people would just be like, oh yeah, bomb him. Doesn't matter that the neighbors had nothing to do with this guy. Bomb the whole neighborhood. I don't know how that works. I'm with that. Exactly. THC coin. I like that. Oh, is that they're trying to do their own USDT or whatever? Yeah. It's coming. It's coming. Freedom says, have you seen some of these jails? Last time I checked, the Constitution. Okay, so the fact that it's the Constitution or blacks are not in the Constitution a whole person is not It has no bearing on the rights that people actually have. So the fact that it says that we have the right to free speech that's not the reason that we have the right to free speech. We have the right to free speech. We just wrote that down. So the fact that this was written incorrectly doesn't mean that black people are 2/3 of a person or whatever. It just means the document was wrong. And thus repealed. When did we already have American? I mean, I'm certainly overseas, but remind me of when the American government bombed on American soil. Exactly, Divine Iran. Get that out of here with that commie gobbledygook. Fighter jets need 100+ man hours of maintenance between flights. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure they're maintaining them, but you know, yeah. And then of course we had Biden. Yeah, we had Biden just straight up say that we were going to do that. And how again did that go over with people? Did people like that or?
Too good. There was even a popular Oscar-nominated film about it. This is The Man in the White Suit from 1951. It's about a scientist who invents the perfect fiber. It won't stain or break or fray.
I think I've succeeded in the copolymerization of amino acid residues and carbohydrate molecules, both containing ionic groups. It's really perfectly simple.
The Academy Award nomination was for Best Screenplay. I kid you not. Anyway, everyone is initially excited about our hero's scientific discovery. He makes a suit out of the thread, and it has to be white because the fiber is so stain resistant it can't even be dyed. But this is when trouble strikes. The factory owners realize they won't be able to sell as much of this thread because it's so durable.
Sound familiar?
And the workers worry it'll put them out of a job.
Why can't you scientists leave things alone? What about my bit of washing when there's no washing to do?
This is when you get the climactic scene where factory workers and factory owners team up to chase down the scientist to destroy him and his invention. And believe it or not, this movie may have been inspired by real events. In the 1940s, the synthetic fiber nylon replaced silk in stockings, and it was so durable that the products became an overnight sensation. There were literal riots when women tried to get their hands on them.
What is the product that I'm thinking of? Great example of planned obsolescence. Absolutely seditionalist. But there is something more ubiquitous that this is relevant to. Keep watching.
When the manufacturers realized they had made the product too good, they didn't destroy the fiber, but they did follow the example of the Phoebus cartel. They instructed their engineers and scientists to find ways to weaken the product, to shorten its lifespan so people would have to buy more.
Now, it seems like consumers are finally fighting back against planned obsolescence. In the European Union and in over 25 states in the US, there's proposed legislation to enshrine the right to repair. And these laws would force manufacturers to make it easier to repair their products. They would have to provide information and access to parts, so you could replace a battery or fix a cracked screen at a third-party repair shop without voiding your warranty. So if the right to repair does become law, does that mean artificial obsolescence will be gone for good? Sadly, no, because there is one last thing manufacturers can use to make their products obsolete, which is you.
Henry Ford released the first mass-market car, the Model T, in 1908.
The iPhone, guys! The iPhone! It came out recently. I don't know how recently. It might have been a number of years ago. But they specifically said how they were throttling the performance of your iPhone in order to get you to buy the new one. So Miguel said, if an armed population, going back to this conversation, if an armed population isn't a threat to government, why did Hillary funnel weapons to people in Syria to fight Assad? Because I mean, maybe Assad didn't have nukes, but he definitely had more firepower. It's a pop. I don't know, sociology type of mentality to think that the government is actually going to attack its own people at that level before that gets worked out. I mean, it definitely could happen, but hey, if they're willing to do that to me, then I'm definitely willing to to go down swinging. Okay, well, that's a good point. She probably just wanted the money. But why the question is that why would they want weapons? Why would they want weapons? If Assad's got a military, then what do they need the weapons for? They're already screwed, right? Just like us Americans. We have no recourse because the government already has better weapons than us. Doesn't make sense. Environment said, furthermore, if you think you're going to overtake the Texas boys with their own fuel dumps, ammo, and weapon stashes, and ability to make food, you are out of your mind. Facts.
It's okay, and whatever we do is bad. It's not a double standard, it's one standard. They're on top of you on the moral hierarchy, and you should shut your mouth. That's their standard. Here's more proof of that right here. Joe Biden yesterday saying one of the most ridiculously racist things he's ever said. And that's saying a lot because he's got a history of this. And nobody says a damn thing. He's describing 3 congressmen on stage. 2 appear to be black, and one who I don't know his ethnicity. But Biden seems to appear that he looks like he could bomb you. Okay. Here's Joe Biden on the 3 congressmen.
The 3 congressmen you have here, 2 of them look like they really could and did play ball, and the other one looks like he could bomb you.
Two of them look like they play. Why do they look like they play ball? Well, it's kind of an uncomfortable question, right? Why do they look like they're congressmen? Why do they look like that? Why do they look like they could play ball? I'm just asking, liberals. Why do they look like they can play ball? Can you answer that question?
So this is the exact same sentiment as our trans friend saying that the Colorado Springs person was a man. Rules for thee, but not for me. You can say, hey, these people, yeah, right. These people look like they could have played basketball. Why is that? Think about if any, not even politician, just anyone else who is associated with the right in any context were to say that. Come on, we know exactly what it would be.
If you look up the word unicorn in the Webster's New World Dictionary, it says that.
So this is actually an interesting one. So all the time when we bring up religion, I talk about how I believe in, I feel very similar about God to the way I do about unicorns. And the unicorns are all over the Bible. But this is actually something very interesting that you Christians will enjoy that I didn't know. And this is me trying to be fair and come from both sides. This was very interesting to me. But this is why the Bible mentions unicorns.
Unicorn is a mythical horse-like animal with a single horn growing from its forehead. This is a depiction of unicorn. This animal is mythical. It's fictional. It's make-believe. It's not real. There's none of these alive today, and no scientist has ever found a fossil of one, and yet unicorns are mentioned in the Bible 9 times in the books of Numbers, Deuteronomy, Job, Psalms, and Isaiah. And so because of this, people like to scoff at the Bible and say things like this.
If we're going to use the Bible for science, we've got some tough things to explain. What are you going to do about unicorns? Are mentioned 8 times in the Bible. I want to tell you what, we have never found a fossil of a unicorn.
By the way,
Where are the unicorns that are referred to in the Bible? Where are those, either in the fossil record or today?
So that, again, this is Michael Shermer, somebody that I listened to a lot as I was coming up in my atheist days. Very smart guy, runs Skeptic Magazine and does a lot of these debates. But as we're about to see
one of those, another one of those interesting tests that continues to get failed.
Well, if you get an old 1828 Noah Webster's dictionary, which is the very first edition dictionary that Webster came out with about 200 years ago, and if you look up the word unicorn, it says that unicorn is an animal with one horn, the monoceros. This name is often applied to the rhinoceros. Notice how this definition says absolutely nothing about a horse. It says nothing about a horse-like animal or a mythical animal or a fictitious creature. It says absolutely nothing about Greek mythology whatsoever, but rather it says that this is the name that is often applied to the rhinoceros. Wait a minute. What? The rhinoceros? You mean this is a unicorn? But the rhinoceros has two horns. How could this be a unicorn? Well, if you look up the word rhinoceros in the same dictionary, it says that rhinoceros is a genus of quadrupeds of two species, one of which, the unicorn, has a single horn growing almost erect from the nose. This animal, when full grown, is said to be 12 feet in length. There's another species with two horns, the bicornis. They are natives of Asia and of Africa. According to Noah Webster, back in the early 1800s, it was understood that there were two species of the rhinoceros. The one-horned species was called unicorn.
The unicorn
was called bicornis. So basically, you get a 200-year-old Noah Webster's dictionary and look at the word unicorn, it says rhinoceros, and look at the word rhinoceros, and it says unicorn. That was just 200 years ago. The old King James was translated 400 years ago, in 1611. So if the definition of the word unicorn has changed in just the past 200 years from rhinoceros to horse, then it doesn't make much sense to take a modern definition of the word unicorn and apply it to a 400-year-old translation of the Bible. That's illogical. As a matter of fact, even today, the scientific name of the Asian one-horned rhinoceros is Rhinoceros unicornis, and Diceros bicornis is the scientific name of a two-horned rhinoceros.
So he goes on,
Where
and
do you think those scientific names came from?
he goes on, but basically that's the point is that when you see the word unicorn in the Bible, they're not talking about the mythical being. They're talking about the one-horned rhinoceros. Okay, I was wrong. I was wrong. Me, the Indian Jesus, was wrong about something religious. Clip it, put it wherever you want. I don't want to hear no bullshit about how I'm unfair, about how I'm not open, about any of that. So the next time, you Christians, the next time you're talking to an atheist about, yeah, right, too bad it's on TikTok. But this is, I was very much against using TikTok for the longest time because I thought it was just teenagers dancing and stuff. And then when I started the channel and I needed to, get myself out there, I was like, okay, I'm, gonna go and use TikTok. And I also found that there was a good place to get stuff to react to, but I didn't realize how damn good the algorithm on TikTok is. It shows you exactly what you want to see. I don't know how they do it. I mean, probably by, just scraping all the information that you've ever given or not given. But it's up there. It does what it's supposed to do.
56 pence. I wasn't prepared to translate.
Okay, so for those of you who are, let's say if you were born after 96, 97, this is going to throw you for a loop. If you were born before that, it's going to make you feel old.
As I was doing that little tease.
Oh, that's
that little
right.
mark with the A and then the ring around it.
From 1994.
See, that's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Kay said she thought it was about.
Yeah. Oh.
But I've never heard it. I've never heard it said. I'd always seen the mark, but never heard it said. And then it sounded stupid when I said it. Violence at NBC.
I heard you around big about the lunchroom.
See, there it is. Violence at NBC. GE.com. I mean,
not even saying the
well,
dot.
Allison should know.
What is internet anyway?
Internet is that massive computer.
What is internet? Oh, what is internet anyway?
The one that's becoming really big now.
What do you mean? That's big. How does one?
And this is is that US? Not US today. NBC, whatever. But this is the news. So it's not like they didn't know they were going to talk about this. It was just that much of a novel concept. It was that much of a novel concept that even the people bringing you the information didn't know the information.
What do you write to it like mail?
No, a lot of people use it and communicate. I guess they can communicate with NBC writers and producers. Allison, can you explain what internet is?
No, she can't say anything in 10 seconds.
Oh, Allison will be in the studio shortly. What does it mean?
It's a giant computer network made up of started from.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us what this was.
It's like a computer billboard.
It's not in it. It's a computer billboard, but it's
Right.
nationwide. It's several universities and everything all joined together.
Right.
And others can access it.
Right.
And it's getting bigger and bigger.
It came in really handy during the quake. A lot of people, that's how they were communicating out to tell family and loved ones they were okay because all the phone lines were down.
I was telling Katie,
But you don't need that. You don't need a phone line to operate internet.
So you look at this and you see how, just like I said, how novel of a concept this is that people just couldn't even fathom what, like, internet. What does that even mean? And just compare that to where we are now. Compare that to where we are now. Freedom says, you do realize the internet would not have been a thing if they didn't create CSS. It showed that people only care about how things looked than how it works. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, I would say, completely accurate. Sisha says, Christianity. Unicorn equals rhino. Europe goes to Africa. Couple decades of poaching and crusading later, Africa would be like, where are these unicorns you talk about? Whites would be like, oh, it's a mystical horse. Pretty much. I mean, just because unicorn in the Bible means rhinoceros doesn't mean that the rest of it all makes sense. Just a little tidbit there. It's a nice little piece of trivia, if nothing else. It says, I was using my university dial-up to check assignments and messaging around 89. Early adapter over here. 89. That's my birth year. 89. Wow. I didn't know that was possible in 89. I didn't think that was really a thing until like this time to the mid 90s. So, I mean, I definitely remember having a computer. I definitely remember using the internet in some respect when I was young, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Yep. Okay, boomer. But yeah, y'all wait till y'all. The funny thing is, what you don't understand is that the difference between the 1980s and the 1990s is one thing. The difference between the 1990s and the 2000s was very, very significantly smaller. The difference between the 2000s and the 2010s, all of this stuff is happening so quickly. So it's going to be maybe 5 years before you all get the same okay boomer shit as everything else. There's going to be Generation Alpha is going to be like, oh my God, you're 20 years old? Okay, boomer. And obviously not boomer, but okay, zoomer. Tom's
All right, you guys were waiting. Here it is. This is the video. And I want to show you something. Just for this video.
Well, one of the first narcissists.
The fact that we can share styles and clothing and food is a very beautiful thing to be celebrated.
But sharing and then having somebody else get credit for it. See, that's what the issue is. The issue is I've done my homework and you're going to copy it and the teacher's going to praise you for doing the homework. That's what cultural appropriation is.
Okay, well, Will Witt is a former Prager University personality and current editor-in-chief at the Florida Standard. He joins us virtually. Will, what prompted you to make that video?
Well, really, I made that video to prove anti-white ivory tower professors like the one in your studio wrong. I mean, this video and the others that I've made like it with Native Americans, with Mexicans, with the Chinese you just watched are irrefutable evidence that people like that professor are exactly wrong on cultural appropriation. And if we want to go back and we want to talk about the hairstyles and things, just bringing this up, I mean, I've seen people get offended by braids and say, oh, you know, braids are a black people thing and white people can't wear braids. It's called a Dutch braid. It was from back in Nordic times, old Nordic times, with white people, with Vikings, would wear braids, yet people want to come and claim that it's some part of their culture now. No, you can't claim that something is just a part of your culture either. It's for people to share and celebrate and use, so you can actually have a society that is cohesive and works together as a melting pot, not all these different groups that can't work together because everyone's so offended.
Dutch braids. No, I mean, fact check me. I don't know. I don't have dreadlocks, but I am Jamaican. But yeah, Dutch braids, which makes a lot of sense because who was in charge of all the the trade routes and all that stuff? The Dutch East India Company. So a lot of ties. The fact is that this idea of cultural appropriation is just like so many others, a regressive idea. It is not preserving anything to put it in a box and throw it away. Or yeah, are you talking about the girl? I think that's her name, right? I saw her. I was wondering where I'd seen her, and she was on Timcast. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a silly idea. Now, Freedom says, just like white people saying they are just like white people saying there are Egyptians. What?
Are you feeling tired and worn down? Sick of the endless grind at work? Exhausted by your family, desperate for some peace and quiet?
I just want you guys to remember, just take a moment and think about what the lockdown was like. Just take a moment and sit with that before we go into this. And take a moment to think about how much vitriol came towards people who would have this type of attitude just 2 years ago. Hey, Johnny Tsunami in the building. What is good? You, sir, enjoy that. Just wrap it up and make sure you stay safe. Okay, for instance, we have a lot of people saying there are... That's the wrong there. What do you mean? You mean they are Egyptians or that there are Egyptians? Use the correct there, and I'll know what you mean. So, again, bring it back to lockdown. Bring it back to how serious everything was. I don't go. Why doesn't it play?
Then ask your doctor about COVID. By simply getting COVID, you're guaranteed a 5 and sometimes even 10-day vacation from all of life's problems.
I needed a break. Just some time away from everyone. So my doctor suggested I get COVID, and it was the greatest week of my life.
All I wanted was to sit on the good part of the couch and watch the Netflix I want to watch. And I was finally able to, thanks to COVID.
At first, I was worried about getting COVID, but my doctor assured me it's fine now. I'm triple vaxxed, quadruple if you count HPV. So it's my time to shine.
Side effects of COVID include having COVID, which is still kind of bad, but doesn't it seem different now?
No, not to me. Seems exactly the same as it always was. Maybe it seems different to you because you were brainwashed for 2 years. But no, it seems exactly the same to me.
Definitely got sick. But I also got paid for 10 days to never leave a blanket. Plus, I got a great story I could tell people at work. It was like I had a bad cold for 3 days.
And of course I had to isolate from my 3 kids because I didn't want to get them sick.
But what do they eat?
I gave it 14 days to be extra safe.
And for an extra fee, we'll knock out the Wi-Fi near your house so you can't do any Zooms.
Oh, well, too bad.
COVID is the perfect way to get out of jury duty, cousin's wedding, friend's improv show, neighbor's adult baptism, and husband's murder trial. At this point, COVID is basically a 10-day cruise, which is...
At this point, COVID, according to SNL, is just a 10-day cruise. How many people lost their jobs How many people? We saw the last time we did this. The videos of the elderly in the hospital behind the glass, not being able to understand what was going on and why they couldn't be by their loved ones. How deep are we gonna go? Any film says. New info: 58%. I told you. I had a fucking feeling. I told you that everybody, every single person, actually except for my dad, but he works in a hospital, so his immune system is probably jacked through the roof anyway. But every single person that I know that got jabbed got sick. I can't say for sure that nobody I know that didn't get jabbed didn't get sick, but I can't think of anybody. I can't think of anybody. Yeah, that's the excess deaths we have now. This is all coming from exactly the same thing. Or, correlation is not causation, so let's not make any clear claims. But, was there a lot of this before that? Was the deaths higher before or after the rollout of Warp Speed? Miguel says, so going back to the appropriation, Miguel says, did Rome find, quote, whites in Europe living primitively, painting their faces, but Europe isn't their homeland. It belongs to everyone in the world. I don't know what that means. I'm not great at reading, guys, and you gotta use some grammar and such. Go! What's
also a great way to get COVID?
COVID isn't for everyone. That's why there's also new COVID Always Positive Home Test. The only COVID test that comes with 2 pink lines already drawn on. Again?
But you just had it a week ago. Please don't do this to me.
COVID. Because sometimes the only way to get mentally healthy is to get physically sick.
And sure, there might be long-term memory problems, but that would honestly be amazing because there's so much I want to forget.
I said, shit, me too. Like, everything that you did regarding this, that you can now make a joke about it. And that's it. It's just a joke. Just a big joke now. I'm just making sure. So for instance, once I saw them trying to make the blacks take the vaccines, I realized I didn't want to take it. I do know. I know everything. Byron said, when the mass die-off starts, I wonder if they'll be so cavalier. Well, my friend, I can answer that definitively and say, yes, in fact, they will. Because it already has started. It already has started. The first one that we talked about was saying that there has been that 10% increase in the mortality rate. Like, I don't know the time period, but let's just say in 1 year. However many people typically die in 1 year. There's going to be, statistical variance, but a 10% increase would be what we expect with something drastic. 10% is a huge number there. What we are seeing now, post-Rona, post-shot, not during Rona, post-Rona, we are seeing a 40% increase among young, healthy adults, or otherwise healthy. Yeah, I mean, nobody does. They'll have a skit here and there, but it's a typical go woke, go broke, and like, yeah, this isn't funny. It's just, it's funny how much audacity they have to spend all that time with the messaging they did, and then it's just, hey, well, like, excuse me? You would have ended my livelihood for saying the things that you're saying now. But you say it, and
Confessions of a Sports Broadcaster. I am being personally victimized by a man's last name.
How many of you have ever felt personally victimized by Regina George?
Okay, so a little background on me. I'm broadcasting the Indiana High School Football State Championship at Lucas Oil Stadium on Saturday, which is where the Colts play. And if you're not into sports, this is what I do.
0-2. Fastball got him swinging. Milwaukee leaves them loaded.
So I'm stressed for this game, not because of the actual broadcast, but for the coach's last name.
You ready to see the name? There it is.
Yikes! Yikes! That's the coach's name.
Hey, yo! Yes, before you ask, it's pronounced like that. I have zero idea what to do. I don't want to be canceled. I've never done anything cancelable in my life. Some people have said, like, don't say the coach's name, but you have to if, like, you toss it down for an interview or something. But the coach having that name is not actually the biggest concern. He has a son on the team, and the son leads the team in sacks.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
This is truly like Lil Dicky and Chris Brown, Freaky Friday in real life. So I have no idea what to do. If you have an idea, mention it in the comments. This is going to be interesting. See you on the other side.
So unfortunately, yep. Unfortunately, this is way too easy. But it is funny as hell. If you've ever played sports, you should know the very easy answer to this. No Freedom says, reminds me of when someone called their son Little Hitler. Yep. What the fuck is anyone named that? But the very easy answer is to call him Coach K. Once you hear that, it's like, oh, okay, that's not really a big deal. But it's funny as hell when you first see it. It's like, oh my God.
Yo. Yes, before you ask, it's pronounced like that. I have zero idea what to do. I don't want to be canceled. I've never done anything.
So here's my official answer.
I don't remember what this Matt Walsh video is directly in response to. I have a feeling it has something to do with What is a Woman? But this is his this is Matt Walsh's public apology. Oh, in response to Media Matters. You guys are on fire tonight. There we go. Hey. I need more
based.
Yeah, sorry. Just playing with my little toy here. So yeah, I don't remember exactly what the Media Matters thing was, but he did something that people were mad about, and this is what we got out of it.
For the record, kiss my ass. I do not apologize. In fact, by all rights, you sick freaks should be the ones apologizing to me for lying and defaming me, and doing it all because I'm trying to prevent you from sexually mutilating children. You damned monsters. You child-abusing psychopaths. I wouldn't apologize to you, soulless parasites, if I had a gun to my head. Instead, I'd rather just tell you all to piss off. I apologize for nothing. I concede nothing. I will never surrender even a single inch of ground to a pitchfork mob of degenerate morons.
And that, friends, that is how you handle the woke mob. Now, if you have something that you did wrong, of course, then you want to be, it has nothing to do with woke people. It has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with being a good person. If you do something that you believe is wrong, then apologize for it. We all make mistakes. But that's not what we're talking about here. You guys are very familiar with the situation where somebody does something that's not that bad. It's just not a bad thing. And then, the woke mob comes for them. This is what you do. I bet a bunch of you haven't even seen this. And then a bunch more of you have seen it and we're like, word up. Apologizing, bending the knee, all that does is give them power. Don't give them power.
So if you know me at all, you know one of the major things that have pushed me away from the Democratic Party is the hypocrisy and double standard. I was a registered Democrat less than a year ago. And I just found out a huge story that maybe most of you know, but I am like, how...
Just was talking about the last one. It said, reminds me of the Family Guy episode where Brian tries to apologize for a racist joke. Good one. Good one. Good call.
This is maddening. So I've always heard that Biden lost his first wife and his child in a car accident. And I've always heard the story that a drunk driver killed his wife, because that's the story that Biden tells people. That's actually not at all what happened. That's not what happened. And what's maddening to me is that people haven't called him out on his bullshit. His wife was at fault. She hit another driver.
What you are watching is a woman get red-pilled in real time.
And then he said that that driver was drunk, that he drank his lunch. And then this driver, years later, has always been blamed for that accident, died. And everyone thinking that he was the cause for that accident.
And of course, don't forget that Biden also talks all the time about how his son died in Iraq, which did not happen.
Biden never apologized to that family. Never. Are you kidding me?
Welcome to the Democratic Party of the United States of America.
He blamed another person for causing that accident. His wife ran into that vehicle. That other car didn't have a stop sign. She did. Yeah, she ran into that vehicle. She caused the accident.
I forget if they show any footage. Oh, really? It's not going to let me. All right. Well, you get the point. Moving on. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's see what this is.
Turned his truck in the process. He was also the first person to render assistance in the scene. But to hear Biden tell it, Doug's drinking had played a part in the accident. He literally said a guy who allegedly drank his lunch instead of eating his lunch broadsided my family and killed my wife instantly and killed my daughter instantly and hospitalized me. Yeah, that's not at all what happened. You three are my search committee.
So it says the office reenactment of Biden's presidency.
You're in charge of finding me my next manager.
Here's the Democratic Party.
Alrighty?
This is Hillary.
Till then, we need a new acting manager. Now, who's got the most experience in this office?
Well, we probably don't want to go just on seniority.
Who is it?
I love films, I love real estate, I love ceramics, I love my job, I love wrestling. Find out what language this is. I finally can talk in
Jen Psaki.
Okay, team building. On this side of the room, Stanley, Gillis, Jim, Ted.
I just realized I'm going to get claimed for that.
It's not just the president who doesn't know the country.
So it says, do not fall for the propaganda and gaslighting. Stay informed. Don't be ignorant and angry. The powers that be are trying to divide us.
Seems most of the country has no idea who we are either. A new poll by YouGov asked people what percentage of the United States is black. Their answer, 41%. We think almost half the U.S. population is African American. And that makes sense if you consume a lot of media. But it turns out black Americans are a smaller slice of the pie than they thought. The real number, 12%. Only 12% of Americans are African American. How about Hispanic Americans? The poll shows that we all think that 39% of Americans are Hispanic.
As opposed to 17.
Way off again. Only 17% of the population is Hispanic.
So what does this tell us? You know, it goes on a couple other things. But all that means is that people are watching TV, and this idea of representation, which certainly didn't exist, you know, even as late as the 90s. You would just have all white everything. And you would have like black shows, but that's what it was. and then you'd have the black character in the horror movie, or you'd have whatever. You'd have the stereotypes. And now people think that there are 3 times as many, or what was the other one? 60 and 12, or 30 and 12, something like that. But at least 3 times as many, whatever minority, as there actually is. Representation. Okay.
I have 4 younger than me friends who have said to me in the last several years that they were empaths. Not I'm empathetic, not I'm sympathetic, not I'm patient, tolerant, or kind, but I am an empath.
I'm an empath. Like, you just don't understand how other people think. Like, when you hurt, I too hurt. Oh my goodness.
Nope. I'm like Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy, like Deanna Troi from Star Trek: The Next Generation, like a demon from Buffy. No, you are not an empath. You had a human experience. Someone was crying. You made eye contact. Someone looked up from their phone and you were there. And my buddy, who I love dearly, said to me, no, it's more than that. It's like when someone else's dog dies, I feel it just as badly as they do.
Do you though?
You feel the hostility coming off of me? You getting that? Because the word you're looking for is narcissism, and you're killing me. I have 4 younger than me.
Damn. If I was a lefty, I'd be embarrassed as fuck right now. So anybody who's been paying attention and has a brain knows about this moment.
Let me start off with 2 words. Made in America. Made in America.
81 million votes, guys. So to commemorate Joe Biden's mathematical genius, Lauren Boebert tweeted this.
So if you can't see, it says 2 words. Let's go, Brandon.
Yeah. Simple, short, sweet, to the point. Now, when I tell you that this is probably the best checkmate move in Twitter history, I fucking mean it. See, there's 2 things that lefties absolutely cannot resist. Number 1 is being a traitor. Number 2, detecting political opponents. Now, Boebert got the mic, and the lefties all over Twitter stepped right
You know where this is going, right? You know where it's going.
fucking on it. And big lefties, too, like David Hogue.
So we got David Hogg, the kid who got famous for being one of the school shootings. You got I don't know, but Representative Casey Weinstein, John Cooper, George Takei, and I can't see any of the other names.
George Takei and media shills like John Cooper and Jay Arnold. It's just glorious.
And they're all like, if you can't see that, they're all like, she can't count. How dumb. That's 3 words. Who wants to tell her that's actually 3 words? That's the joke. All right.
Rick Wilson from the Lincoln Project. Count slowly this time. Use your fingers if you need. There is remedial help after school if you need it.
Emotional
Felix
damage.
Dr. Javier. You can't make this stuff up. That is literally 3 words, Lauren Boebert. But right, this is a tweet from you to your Republican base of we stand by God and the Bible, but don't actually care about truth, facts, or human beings. So, as you were, Jim Witt. Even hooked a few stupid people on this app.
This isn't fake.
I've seen this guy too. This the white guy.
She actually tweeted this at 10:30 in the morning, and hours later, it's still up.
So this goes directly into what was said before about the study that the guy pulled up, saying how the people on the right understand what it is that the people on the left believe, whereas the people on the left have no fucking clue. No clue.
The good news for Lauren Boebert is that being stupid is not a crime. You're not going to get locked up for being stupid.
The condescension. When you are the one who doesn't get the fucking joke because you don't pay attention. You don't realize what's going on. But don't let that stop.
This was the ultimate chess move.
I don't know, ultimate, but this was from Can I use this? I don't know if I can use this. Here.
On November 19th, 2016, a week and a half after Donald Trump won the presidential election, Kanye West, now known as Ye, held a concert in Sacramento. Most people in the audience were, of course, young
This
people.
isn't that interesting.
Okay, let's talk 3 logo redesign.
Yeah.
Look out, Hiroshima. Joy Reid is dropping truth bombs.
The people I ever hear use the word inflation are journalists and economists. That is not part of the normal lexicon. So it's interesting that Republicans.
What? The only people who use the word inflation are the people who are affected by inflation. Oops! Showed your hand there, didn't ya? Come on. Play.
Because they're not use the common tongue, right? Not use just common English. But what they've done is they've taught people the word inflation.
Thanks, Joy. At least one.
I don't know about you guys, but I learned about inflation in high school.
Person in the media tells it like it is. Dishonest Republicans teach us words like inflation, so we feel bad. You know what I call it? Money goes up time. Besides, I know the real meaning of inflation because a common person taught it to me when I was 10 years old. Rubbles the circus clown taught me what inflation was when he showed me his balloon animal. Before then, I called it clown make air go big big. I'm so thankful that Rubbles pulled me into that alleyway and taught me the real meaning of inflation. As far as I can remember.
Most people who have never used that word ever in their lives are using it now because they've been taught it.
Only fascists teach us new words like inflation. I, for one, only use words no one taught me, like patriarchy, microaggressions, intersectionality, representation, unconscious bias, ableist, equity, Latinx, white privilege, problematic, restorative justice, systemic racism, white flight, gentrification, unconscious bias, implicit bias, white fragility, white privilege, whiteness, and woke.
Burn! All right, so StreamYard is bugging out and is not letting me pull anything up. Sit tight. I'm going to jump out of the studio and then come right back in and see if that fixes things. Do not leave. Okay. Hey, all right. Okay, let me get everything set back up. Yeah, fuck you. So yes, traditionalist was saying empath does not equal empathetic, just like sociopath does not mean social. Doug said, I'm learning inflation through experience right now. Exactly. Are you a journalist? Are you an economist? Or are you just somebody who needs money to live? But no, according to Joanne Reed, you're just brainwashed by the Republicans who taught you this thing called inflation. Ryan said, empath? Right. Just like I have a master's in interdimensional basket weaving. That sounds like a community episode. Yeah, you guys are so funny. But thank you for saying.
All right, I got a lot of comments about this episode where apparently Mary.
Oh! Who here watched Seventh Heaven? That show, maybe just for Jessica Biel, but was a show that I would watch regularly. You know, Christian family, Christian show, Christian message, all of that. It perfectly fell in line with everything. This is the first episode. Not the whole first episode, but a part of the first episode. You hate it?
She tries to make out with her brother. So I'm here with my friend Mike. And we're gonna check it out.
I mean, I stopped watching like cable TV, but like you're watching TV right now. What do you mean? I'm TV now.
That's heaven.
No music, no music. Okay, I just can't. We can't do the music. Jessica Biel. Well, I was 14 at the time, so let's not be weird about the fact. Okay.
It's not fair, Mom.
All the guys my age are geeks. You know, dog is God spelled backwards.
That's a good point. Yeah. Mike, what do you think so far?
I mean, I like the theme song. I don't know about this conversation so far. That dog comment was a little off.
Could just kiss a guy, then I could quit thinking about it and concentrate on my game.
So those two, Jessica Biel and this guy, brother and sister.
You could kiss a guy. Why can't you? You've never kissed a guy.
Oh, well, by the time girls in my class were kissing boys in my class, I was taller than every guy in my class.
What difference does it make? Tall, short, who cares?
It's too.
I said, shit, me too. Tall, short, who cares? Short kings. Yeah, Jessica Cox said it was so corny. That's what Christian media is in any respect, whether it's music, whether it's anything else. Any Christian, except for a short time in the 2000s, where that was the thing for metal bands. That every metal band was a Christian metal band. Other than that, anything that is Christian media just means corny media about God. That's all it means. I do not understand for the life of me. When I looked very extensively for Christian music that I could listen to and enjoy that didn't sound cheesy and corny. Doesn't exist. I mean, it's pretty corny too. I mean, it worked for 5-year-olds, but you know, and even say, isn't the dad of some of them a registered fan of? Is he? I don't remember, but now that you say that, it's coming back to me. But yeah, see, Divine Rod, you know, I was all about jars of clay. What newspaper, newsboys. I was all about that. But it's all just, oh, do you believe in the Lord? The Lord is here for you. Give me your heart, Lord. Like, that's not good music. I get that, like, you're trying to do, I just saw this, fan of the playground or fan of the communal shower. But yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, it's just so weird. And that's because Christianity is weird. It's just widely accepted. So let's go back a little bit. We got brother and sister here. VeggieTales was as scary as Teletubbies. See, I'm hoping this is going to stop happening once I get my own computer. There's no reason that this should not be playing right now. We're hardwired. Internet's fine. Are we really going to, like, after all that?
Look out here.
All right, I got a lot of comments about this episode.
All right, one more.
Look out.
All right.
So we'll just go through while while they're getting to that point. And Freedom said that show scared the shit out of me as a child and as an adult. Do you know they're bringing it back? They are bringing back Teletubbies. I don't know which which company that is, but they're bringing it back. They're bringing it back. All right, so let's watch this. And brother and sister.
You're older than he is. Honey, when you're Matt's age, you can go out with someone older, I promise. It's not fair, Mom. All the guys my age are geeks. You know, dog is God spelled backwards.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So that was their way of sticking God into a conversation where nothing at all was relevant. But did you know dog spelled backwards was God?
Then I could quit thinking about it and concentrate on my game.
Well, you could kiss a guy. Why can't you? You've never kissed a guy.
Oh, well, by the time girls in my class were kissing boys in my class, I was taller than every guy in my class.
What difference does it make? Tall, short, who cares?
It's too weird kissing a guy shorter than me. I want to kiss someone taller than me.
Oh no.
Emotional, damn it!
Your brother.
It doesn't matter. The point is, I don't know where my hands go, or his hands, or my face,
Oh my
or his
God.
face, or his lips,
Jesus
or my lips. And I
Christ.
don't
Brother and sister.
Can I just what?
You know, couldn't you just show me, just so I can have some kind of experience?
Shut
Get out of here.
the fuck up. Mind you, this is only 10 minutes into the first episode of this show.
Yeah.
First 10 minutes.
And just to tie a bow on the weirdness, anyone who says, my ex used to sing about Jesus being inside her. It was weird. She never went to church. She stayed home all day. Then I found out the pool guy was named. Is that supposed to be Jesus? Or is it Hosi? What?
Don't kiss me.
Oh, just okay. So
This is a Christian show.
my hands?
No, look. Anybody touches face, he touches your face. Right? Maybe he doesn't look. I don't know. Do we have to do this?
Yes. So just stand still.
Oh
Okay. So
my
close my
God.
eyes. Okay, man.
No, wait. No.
Oh, God, this isn't what it looks like.
Isn't it though? Kind of looks like you're trying to kiss your sister, bro. Yes, sir. That is exactly. You are not confused. That is exactly what we just watched. We just watched a Christian brother and sister. It's still spelled the same, brother. It's still spelled Jesus. But yeah, you are not confused. That is exactly what they are presenting. No, I have Verizon Wireless, but my it's not the internet itself. It's the computer. Like, I got a lot going through this laptop right now. That's why I just spent thousands of dollars to upgrade this entire thing. So as the channel is not yet monetized, and the fact that it is my birthday, you want to help that out? I did just drop thousands of dollars to try to make a better show for you guys. Just saying. Hey, we got Trey in the building. What is good? Welcome. So it looks like you and my son will be sharing a birthday. We're waiting on him to be born any minute. Oh, congratulations. Oh, that is awesome. That's dope. That is dope. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations. Frigo says, incest, the most widely held relationship type in the world until the advent of social shame. You ain't wrong. I did. I did. Yeah, congrats to Trey. Very well done. Beautiful. All right, let's see if there's anything else worth watching in this one. Oh no, we got to the end of it.
Yo, I am.
All right, so this one, we're bringing it down a little bit. This one's a little bit dark. This one is for the boys. This one's for the boys. This one's for the men.
So fucking scared of women. Like, are there any other dudes out there that are as scared of women as I am? I mean,
I'll say it. Shit, me too. I mean, I'm not scared, but definitely, another congratulations from the Running Rod. Go Trey. No, I didn't. I'm not a computer guy. I don't know how to build computers, so went through that, and Frigo actually helped me figure out what it would be. Indie Film said he would build it for me, but when you when you put it all together, I just ended up getting a decently good digital storm, and with shipping and then paying somebody to build it and all that stuff, I really didn't lose any money. So. And the fact that, everything that I'm doing is being done through a laptop right now kind of tells me that I'll be good regardless. Hey, Salty Plays in the building. What is good? I love you too, brother. Thank you for being here. Thank you. But yeah, this is not a happy TikTok. Says anybody else afraid of
Every
women?
single time I even possibly think about a relationship, think even about sex, I'm like, nope, not no. You are not putting yourself through that
Emotional
shit.
damage.
You're not doing it ever again. You see, I'm a guy that couldn't wait to be a father. I actually wanted to get married one day. I wanted everything that having someone in your life is supposed to be about.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found out over the years is a woman can call rape on you. Doesn't matter. Everyone's going to believe her. A woman can take your child away from you. Doesn't matter what you've done that's good. She'll find anything bad. And you haven't even done anything bad, and it costs all this goddamn money to just be allowed to be a dad. So how the hell am I supposed to trust someone when the entire world hates us? I come out and I speak.
He's on the shirt. It's TUF, and his thing is the unmarried father. So clearly, not only has his family life or lack thereof, not lack thereof, but his family life has torn him apart. But just in this moment, to see this man, he doesn't look like a beta. He doesn't look like a crybaby. He doesn't look like it's just a man in pain from real world shit.
And you still have those asshole fucking women that say, no, you're not telling the truth. Women don't do that. There are deadbeat dads out there. Well, y'all tried to make me one. And I've given up my entire goddamn life. And that's why I speak now. Because I got nothing left.
Back.
All I've got now is my daughter, this house that I busted my ass not to lose. And that's it. I'm fucking scared of women. I am so goddamn scared of women. And then on top of that, even if I do find a good woman, I'm afraid that my previous one is going to use and twist and all this other mess against me.
They'll do that.
To make sure that I'm not happy. Because she'll take my child away from me. And I'm fucked. And then I got to find that money all over again to go to court and fight her. And then after it's all over, the judge is just like, well, good job, guys. No, you're not going to. No, you have to pay your part, Ryan. Oh, and to mom, yeah, good job. Gave us some more money.
And as we're finishing this one up, the top comment here says, "You are not alone, brother. Your commitment to your family is your weakness. She uses everything as a weapon. Do not trust." So again, this is not some random dude. This is an epidemic for men all over the country. So let's go back to freedoms. Here's the thing. The computer that Frigo built was about $1,300. Computer I bought was $1,500 shipped. So if I'm spending $1,300, then I have to get it shipped to Indy. Then I have to pay Indy to build it. Then I have to pay for it to be shipped back to me. I'm saving what? $100? It's a lot cheaper if you just build your own car. But most people don't have the time, knowledge, or interest to do that. So you go to a dealer, somebody who has already manufactured the car, and you pay a little bit extra. And that's how people buy cars. It's so weird. I thought the savings, because of comments like this, that everybody was saying, that it was it was akin to buying weed. Like if you're just gonna buy a pre-roll like this from somebody, this is gonna cost you like $10. But this is probably based on because I buy in bulk. I buy a quarter pound at a time. This is probably $2-3 worth. But does everybody who smokes weed have the means and desire to buy a quarter of a pound of weed at the same at one time because it's cheaper? No. Do people have a reason to spend money on pre-rolled joints because they have arthritis and they want to smoke a joint, but they don't have the dexterity to do it? There's different reasons people do things, at different times and for with different features and whatnot. I think you're those of you who are like, yo, you have to build your own PC. You have to, don't go and buy one. Like, why? If you're not a high level gamer, like I'm not saying that you shouldn't build PCs. It's just the fact that you have to see things from other people's perspective. Gamers are very solipsistic, I've realized. You just see right in front of your own face. I'm not trying to get a computer based on your terms. I have a lot of other things that I need to get done to continue to build this platform. So for me to take the time to research all these different parts, which is the best part? What am I looking for in different parts? What are the different parts that are available? What are the different prices? What is compatible with this? What's not compatible with it? That is not something that I have the desire or time to do. So no, I did not build my own computer. I bought my own, and I'm very happy that I did so. Hey, we got Celibate Scorpion in the building. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome, girl. How are you doing?
You can try to do something with the entire audience, but before that,
I don't remember.
Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, so we're gonna do something for you.
I'm not sure if you're ready.
Take this. Take
Oh, I do remember this. This is nuts. This is nuts. So it's just from the James Corden show. So we got this guy here, some type of magician or something. Some chick, doesn't really matter. And then James Corden on the other side.
Yeah. You know what? You take one of those. Okay. And let's do this. Let's do this. I'll give you one.
Yes.
And I'll give you one. And
Just
I'll
a big
have
whiteboard.
One. Let me have this for a second.
You got one then.
I got one. Okay. So let's do all of us. Let's do a circle. A circle. Show everyone.
This way, like this.
Yeah. Simple circle. Big circle. You know what? In fact, let's ask the entire audience to do a circle, a big circle. Can you do this? Let's do a big circle, but don't do anything yet. Just a...
I am enjoying it now that you guys are here. Thank you so much. Like I said, I don't need anything for my birthday except time with y'all. And thank you for making it happen.
Circle. Now, when
sounds like
wow,
a basketball.
you can hear something.
Better come to the NBA playoffs,
right? You can hear that. Now, if this works, I will be in shock. So we'll do a little more.
Draw it?
Okay. Most people, when you ask them to draw something simple, most people will draw a smiley face or a house or a tree. This is the most common things. Now, to give you an example of something a little bit more complicated, for example, I mean, if you ask me, I would draw like the Superman sign because I love Superman.
I got a Superman there.
Yes, my ring, exactly. Or maybe if someone is religious, he might draw like a cross.
There's a cross.
Like I don't know. I'm just giving you a few examples. Like a mountain is a good, strange-looking mountain is a good idea. Or maybe maybe like a I don't know, like a rabbit or something like that.
Rabbit.
I mean, everybody can draw different stuff. You have something, don't say it. In fact, when I'm talking about drawing, everyone here is trying to think of their drawing. Okay, individual drawing. So
actually, let's do this. At least if you don't have something to write on nearby, at least just do it in your head. So he's talking about, okay, we're all going to draw something simple. He started with a circle. He said most people draw a T, a tree, or a smiley face. Some people might do the Superman sign. Some people might do a cross. Some people might do a mountain, and then some people might do a rabbit. And so he's saying, okay, now as we're talking, everybody is thinking of what they would draw as just a little simple drawing. So I want you guys to pay attention and act as if you're in the audience.
I'll start with you. Can you close your eyes for me for just 1 second?
Don't do it.
Okay.
Close your
Really?
You're spending all your money out of your bank.
This
Nope.
is not the pin code part.
It's much better.
Now I want you to see what I'm doing. I'm going to do this. I'm gonna do something very strange. I'm just looking at you. It's all about the sensing. I don't know. There's something like this. There's something. Now it doesn't have to be accurate. I don't know what I'm sensing, but I don't know. I don't know what this is exactly. Can you do me a favor, Alice, and quickly?
So I open my eyes.
Open your eyes. Open the marker.
So he asked her to draw something. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to draw something while her eyes are closed. So he's drawn this thing that he's holding. And she is about to reveal what she has already drawn.
And do your drawing. Try to be as accurate to what you have in your mind, but don't tell me nothing. Just do it quickly.
Oh, she hasn't even done it yet. He has already drawn this. And she cannot see it. But she's about to think, she's thinking now.
This because I'm really bad at drawing, so please forgive me.
That's okay. It's fine.
Right.
But don't watch me.
I really like that this is where your mind went. Because that's what you would expect, right? You're getting a little ahead because he hasn't really done anything yet, but that's what would be expected. So let's come back to this comment. I'm going to leave this up.
Okay, I don't know. I actually don't know what I did. You know, at the same time, you're going to go behind your desk and do your drawing.
So you can see her drawing here as he's talking to James Corden and say, you go behind your desk and you do your drawing.
But don't show anyone. Just do it. So
Just draw in the circle.
Yes.
Not part of the. Okay.
Yes, inside. Do it over there. Make sure nobody can see. Make sure. Take your time. I get paid by the hour, so it's fine. You got it?
Yeah.
Put it upside down so nobody can see. Did you finish yours?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
whenever
it's
you're
nice.
ready.
Yes. Can you show everybody what you did? Because this is pure imagination. What did you do? Show me.
No.
No, it's okay. I already did something before you even thought of something.
Oh, okay.
So what is...
Wait, let me just do it all more.
Oh, okay. You will say how close. It's show.
Okay, this is a
This is a what?
Embarrassing. It's a hand with two candles.
Oh, nice.
So I don't know how well I just went to download something to be able to zoom in. But it's not the exact same thing, but it's a hand with two candles. She draw a hand, two candles. He has the hand here and he has two little things. So again, is he clairvoyant? How did he do this?
Look what I did. Look what I did. Look what I did. Look what I did. He's right. Look at this. Harry, come back.
I just realized he's gonna get claimed too.
That's it. No more Harry. Okay, so.
Guys, gonna help me on my birthday. This is definitely getting claimed.
No, that's insane.
No, but now.
And it was married.
That's crazy. I'm not
Look,
lying.
we both have rings on the.
Yeah,
Look at this. This is so similar. But you know, you can never predict what you're gonna draw. So here's what's gonna happen. Harry, you know what? Stay where you are. Can you join me for a second? Come with me. Come with me. We did all those drawings. Come with me over there. Dear audience, please stand up. All of you stand up.
You don't have to stand up.
Now, do you agree that everyone can draw anything they want? I just gave you an example of a Superman and a rabbit and a cross or a crazy mountain. So anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. I'm not really reacting that much, and they get bad with it. But we already started, so whatever.
And anything can do. I want everyone. When I say now, listen carefully. You're gonna do your drawing, okay? By the way, don't draw a bunny. Don't draw a hat. Don't. I hope it's not one of those. It's not one of those. One of those. I hope so. And when you're ready, you're gonna do your drawing and hold it close to your chest, so not even your partners can see. You're gonna do.
Okay, so if you are actually doing the drawing, then I don't know if that's gonna work. I'll try it though. But if you don't have something to physically draw, which would be cooler, would be more fun, just think of an image that you would be able to draw simply as the ones that they've been doing.
Do it as quickly as possible. Look at me. Take a deep breath, everyone. Do your drawing now, quickly, and hold it close to your chest.
LeBron James scored.
Hold it close to your chest so nobody can see. So nobody can see. Now, listen. spontaneously. You.
Okay. Well, let's see. What's your drawing? What did you draw? Everybody who actually, wanted to play along for my birthday party game and actually drew something. If you didn't, think of it now. Give us just what would you draw if you were there live? Okay. I think you are correct, Scorpion, but we'll see. So that's what Stishler's got. So Miguel got. And with that. Anybody else want to answer before we go in? And a peace sign. Okay. So I think the free go says I would have drawn a banana that opens like a Venus flytrap. That's not a simple drawing. How do you draw that? It's supposed to be a simple just doodle. You're not whatever. I do think you are yes, that is correct. And then Divine God says a long-haired happy face. So I guess Scorpion is correct, and that this would not work unless it's not unless it is live. But let's go and see. Assuming obviously it's the James Corden show, so yes, it could be a setup, but let's just say it's not.
Listen carefully. Did I tell you what to draw? No. Did I give instructions to you to do a specific drawing? No. This is from your choices, correct?
Yeah.
Correct. It's really from
I don't know if you
their
can
minds. Just for fun. Do we know each other personally? No, and you seem to be very happy about it, by the way. Can you show us what you did? Just show me your drawing. Just show me a drawing. This is interesting. And
so if you can't see it, it's a star, just like a with a circle around it.
All the way over there with the glasses. Yes, you hold it. Can you turn yours? What is this? This is
Would you look at that? A star in a circle.
Coincidence. Harry, look. Can you show me yours? Show me yours. Look at this.
A star in a circle.
And all the way, I don't know, all the way next to him, the blonde girl. Can you turn yours, please? This is very strange.
Come on, man.
You know what?
Yes,
turn your drawings now. Look at this.
They all drew stars inside of a circle.
Wait.
Look at this. Oh my, I'm in shock. But you know what's the beautiful part of this?
I do know, yes.
You do know?
I do.
Let me see your drawing, James.
Upside down.
Let me see your drawing.
A star in a circle. Devon said Blue Oyster Cult would play at a small club where I grew up under the name Softway Underbill. Word up.
And you know what's, come out. You know what's more beautiful than this? That I managed to influence 200 people to do the exact same thing. I will give you a little hint. Look at the band. The whole the star. Harry,
And had stars
the
too.
way I did it.
So the way he did it, I love that Celibate Scorpion's first thought was, is he a clairvoyant? Can he read what she's thinking? Or I don't know how exactly it worked. Put thoughts into other people's minds. Perhaps. Remember Clark's third law. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. He is not a clairvoyant. This is how he did it.
Was a subtle influencing, because this is not a Superman sign. This is an S. This is not a cross. This is a T. This is not a mountain. This is an A. And this is not a rabbit. It's an R upside down, which gives us a star, which is exactly what you thought of.
Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So it seems like, yeah, that was magic. But it was very, very, very simply psychological framing. Or not framing. Priming. Psychological priming. They didn't even know subconsciously that they had seen those things. And then all of them together. I mean, shit, that's a pretty good, and again, the caption here is, if this guy can do this, what do you think the government is capable of? So I'm not 100% familiar with Clark's work in general. I just know that phrasing. Let's look it up. Clark's third law of what? Third law of what? Oh, so his famous three laws. Let's see. What do we have? So the first law is, when a distinguished but elderly scientist states something that something is possible, he is almost certainly right. When he states that something is impossible, he is very probably wrong. Number 2 would be, the only way of discovering the limits of the possible is to venture a little way past them into the impossible. Number 3 is, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. So where does this come from? Okay. So one account claims that the laws were developed after an editor of his works in French started numbering the I don't care with the numbers. Failure. So he's just a philosopher. Yeah. He's just a philosopher. But yeah, Clark's third law.
Do something with the entire audience, but before that.
So everybody's seen those little things you call angels that you put on your
Christians,
your Christmas tree, or decorate your Christian house with. I'm going to read you a story real quick from the Bible. Zechariah 5:5. Then the angel who was speaking to me came forward and said to me, "Look up and see what is appearing." I asked, "What is it?" He replied, "It is a basket." And he added, "This is the iniquity of the people throughout the land." Then the cover of lead was raised, and there in the basket sat a woman. He said, "This is wickedness."
Thank you, Miguel. Thank you.
And he pushed her back into the basket and pushed its lead cover down on it. Then I looked up, and there before me were 2 women with the wind in their wings. They had wings like those of a stork, and they lifted up the basket between heaven and earth. Where are they taking?
Oh, he's reading from the Bible.
In the basket, I asked the angel who was speaking to me. So he's talking to an angel, so I don't know what they are, but we'll figure that out. Where are they taking the basket? I asked the angel who was speaking to me. He replied, "To the country of Babylonia, to build a house for it. Where the house is ready, the basket will be set there in its place." Wickedness is carried by the women with wings. They're not angels.
Nope.
The women with wings in the Bible are the arbiters of wickedness, carrying
demons,
the wickedness to its rightful place in Babylon. Every time an angel appears to someone in the Bible, it's a man. And they're like frightening and scared, and they're mighty and they're warriors. Now, angels.
I mean, would any Christians disagree with that? That every time somebody talks about talking to an angel, it's a scary experience, and that it's a very imposing thing, as opposed to what we would call an angel in more secular modern times? Come on.
May be able to appear as women. Sure, possible, because it says you may be entertaining angels. But generally speaking, angels are referred to as the sons of God.
The sons.
So for all intents and purposes, angels are men. Also, God created angels before he created the earth and before he created man. And then he created woman. And in Genesis 6, the sons of God, the angels, saw that the daughters of men were beautiful. And they came down and basically raped them and made giants that took over the whole earth. And this is why God had to flood the earth, was because there was no more normal humans left. And basically, Greek mythology is the story of all that. And we'll get into that later. So if somebody tells you, you're so beautiful, you must be an angel, incorrect. The more correct terminology, according to the Bible, would be, you're so beautiful, you make angels fall from heavenly places to be with you. That's more biblically correct, but it's not a good thing. And you definitely don't want to be mistaken for the women with wings, because those are the arbiters of wickedness.
The arbiters of wickedness. Again, we have something that when we're talking about the words that we use in the context of religion, lots of translations, lots of lots of interpretations, things get lost, things get changed. So while a unicorn in the Bible actually means a rhinoceros, and an angel in the Bible is a very scary son of God, there are these evil women with wings, and that's what we refer to as angels. Angel Film says angels are babies in diapers with cute little wings. Everybody knows that. Yep. All archangels, archangel names end in L. What about Beelzebub? Lucifer. Can't think of another one, but neither of those end in EL. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Basket.
I believe that no member
Matt
of Congress,
Gaetz,
by House rule, should be allowed to accept a donation for their campaign from a federal lobbyist or a federal political action committee.
Wait a minute. Is this a Republican talking? This doesn't sound like a Republican. A Republican saying we need to get money out of politics? No way.
I believe that no member of Congress, by House rule, should be allowed to accept a donation for their campaign from a federal lobbyist or a federal political action committee.
I thought that's all that Republicans did. I thought the Democrats were the good guys who are looking out for the little guy, and the Republicans were just there to steal all their money.
That money all has strings attached to it, and anybody who tries to tell you otherwise is lying. And when members take hundreds of thousands of dollars from lobbyists and PACs, they work for them more than they work for their constituents. And guess what? I intend to offer that amendment on the House floor in January, and I already have Democrats ready to vote for it, maybe even all of them. The second thing I would suggest is that if someone is a member of Congress, they
real quick. So what's the different? What does the arc part mean? I've heard archangel. I know the X-Men character, archangel. But what is the difference between an angel and an archangel? Yeah, I don't know that.
They should be prohibited from lobbying for life. Why is it so hard to say that you should choose one side or the other to be on? You're either in the lawmaking game or you're in the influence peddling game. And those who choose to be in the influence peddling game, go ahead, but you should sacrifice that when you get the privilege to represent 750,000 people. I intend to offer that amendment on January 3rd, and I expect that there will be Democrats voting for it. I will also introduce an amendment to have a ban on members of Congress trading individual stocks. How can we say that that is not something that dilutes our trust in markets and in governance when people are essentially able to bet on the outcomes that they have an ability to somewhat control? And I expect Democrats to vote for that. And finally, I would observe something that has really worked well in the state of Florida, a single subject rule. A bill coming to the floor should only deal with one subject. I was incensed as a freshman when I had to vote on the farm bill and whether or not to authorize war in Yemen.
So I'm sure many people have heard the name Matt Gaetz in some type of context of how horrible and drastic, and even the top comment here says, why am I agreeing with words Matt Gaetz is saying? Something is wrong. Is it though? Yeah, maybe your understanding of what is actually going on in politics and who these people actually are. People will just take whatever they know, whatever they or whatever they think they know, and just go with it. The dude is listening to the video and agreeing with it and still saying the guy is bad. Because he's got a Republican next to it, or he's got an R next to his name. That's the only fucking reason.
In the same vote. And we can still have broad bills that relate to insurance or education or appropriations, but the notion that we lash all these things together does not serve our constituents and the American people. And I would expect, if we're in the majority, Democrats will vote for my amendment for a single subject rule. I believe that no member of Congress by House...
His name is Little...
Based.
So many of you tagged me in this video, so I'm going to tell you what's going on in this situation from all sides.
I recently went to the emergency room because I had dengue fever and it was really bad.
Boring.
Of all journalists killed in 2021, 11%.
You may have seen, I made a short out of this.
Were women. Let us say it out loud. Stop targeting women journalists. Now, of all journalists killed in 2021, 11% were women. Let us say it out loud. Stop targeting women journalists. Now...
Okay, so it's not just me. 11% is what we would call a minority. So if 89% of journalists who are killed are men, why are we talking about targeting women journalists? This is the gynocentric social order. I'm wrong about what? Elon Musk wants to inhabit Mars. Mars is known in astrology as the planet of war. Well, isn't that convenient? Space, as they speak of it as a... Okay. I'm going to hope you don't really believe this. But yeah, you guys saw me, take that on. But it's very, very obviously.
The hearing of the public is now open. You're not going to sit here and assault me, lady I never met. Don't call my name because I...
This is the mayor speaking to her... This is the mayor speaking to her constituents in Michigan.
I don't know what book you're reading, and I don't care. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna stop you right there, or we're gonna stop the council meeting.
You gotta let her speak.
This is a personal matter. It's not about criticizing. You can criticize my policy. You stop it.
Let the people.
You stop it. You are out of line. You are out of line. You're out of order. You're out of line. Now, do you want to stand there and talk about your cats and your dogs in the community, but you won't talk about me? The hearing of the public is now.
So when they say that local politics matter, that is what they're talking about. That woman was voted into office. And it's plain for any to see that this is how she treats her constituents. Exactly. Cartman would be better. Respect my authority. Oh, no freedoms. No, I don't think that.
Open.
Oh my god, you believe in a sky daddy? That's so dumb. There's like no evidence for that. That's so stupid.
Babe, where's my black tourmaline crystal so I can manifest a personality and a boyfriend?
Oh my god, you believe in a sky daddy? That's so dumb. There's like no evidence for that. That's so stupid.
Babe, where's my black tourmaline crystal so I can manifest a personality and a boyfriend?
On point. On point. There's nothing else to say. That was perfect. No, we can't do that.
This has been happening for about 10 years. Every once in a while, a casting director would say, hey, I want to submit you for this job, but we're not really doing the white guy thing right now. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And it happened more and more frequently. And then this agent that I am suing, or manager rather, reached out and said, we love you. We want to get you auditions for Curb Your Enthusiasm, all this stuff. And
Oh, that's a big gig.
Said, great. A few months later, they reach out, said, we want to get you on the phone. So I'm sitting there like, all right, here we go. Finally, it's all happening. And he goes, we hit a snag. We really love you. We think you're a star, but we're not taking white guys. And I was just like, what the, been at this for 15 years. Not that I deserve anything, if I went my whole career without getting booked on something, but I at least had the opportunity to audition, I'd feel okay about that. But what's happening now is they're removing certain races from even having the opportunity to compete. And so I hit record. I said, can you say that one more time? You like me, yeah. You think I'm a star, yeah, but you won't work with me because I'm white. And I was like, can you say it a little slower? A little slower. And I said, is that company policy? And he said, yeah, it is. And so, I hung up and I was crushed. I want to sit here and pretend like it didn't bother me, but
they want to, again, this is just another example of things that they're saying don't happen when we have yet another example of it happening. But you show this to them and they'll say, oh, that doesn't happen. That's just one cherry-picked example. Freedom says, so now white people are feeling how it feels to be another race back in the day. Well, yeah. Is that a good thing? I thought we collectively agreed that it was bad for those people to be treated that way. Right? Or are you like Ibram X. Kendi and your critical race theory, where the only solution to past discrimination is present and future discrimination? So that's what you think. Then, wait, what? I don't know what that means. What am I supposed to do with this? Ask a question or say something. Wait, what?
Slave.
Some issues, man. We'll take care of it, bud.
This was just, I don't know why I saved this, but just people who work in these jobs where you work, where you have to go into other people's houses. You think that your house is like, I really got to clean up. Like, it's getting messy in here. And it's like, Jesus.
Okay.
You got to get these heat runs cleared away, okay?
Yeah, I will. I've been working on it. I got the cold done today.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not saying nothing, man. I'm just saying I got to make sure my system's running.
Yeah.
This is how this dude lives.
It's not the issue if these vents are blocked,
All right. What's back here, man?
All right. Ready? Are you ready?
My guy, is this human shit?
Yeah.
You been shitting in a bucket? Come on, bud. You could have told me that.
Man.
You could have told me that before I fucking walked in there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just said I had. Come on, bud. Some issues.
That's wild. All right, so what we got here. So Frigo says every race is treated like shit outside their native regions. That's how it's always been. Okay. And yeah, so Scorpion, right. So why treat people in a way you consider was bad towards another group? Exactly. We're supposed to be a melting pot. Right. Freedom says, dude, it's 2022 where we gave Nazis billions of dollars and America won't end Nazism. Yeah, in the real world, we still go by race. Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, if you've seen that show Hoarders, you're right. There is no the integrity of the house has when it gets that bad, there's no cleaning up. There's no fixing that. You got to raise that to the ground. Like, oh my God.
You got to get these heat runs cleared away, okay?
Yeah, I will. I've been working on it. I got totally.
He said he's been working on it.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not saying nothing, man. I'm just saying I got to make sure my system's running.
Yeah, it's not an issue that these vents are blocked, you know.
All right. What's back here, man?
And then we got.
My God. Is this human shit?
Yeah.
You've been shitting in a bucket? Come on, bud.
Oh, and then you got the comments here. Well, someone says average house in Ohio. You know what? I'm not doing too bad in life. And yeah, he's walking around barefoot. Shoes off at the door, please. Excuse the mess. It's not normally like this. So yeah, nah, my immune system isn't that good. My guys say, pooping in a bucket is wrong. I don't want to be right. Oh, look, it's Wesley. Yeah, I mean, this is clearly, it's funny to laugh at like the magnitude of like, wow, but this is definitely a mental health issue, and it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad.
I understand. Like, I'm a person.
Let's go, Dave Smith.
From the left. Like, I like grew up as a Jewish kid with a single mom in Brooklyn, in Park Slope, Brooklyn. I know the world. These people are my people. I know them. And I go, look, I know that kind of the average left liberal person kind of unconsciously prides themselves on being the sophisticated ones, the tolerant ones,
good question,
the non-bigoted pro-science people. And then those right-wingers over there in their minds are the backward, kind of like intolerant.
Again, we just were talking about it. The left thinks the right is evil. The right thinks the left is ignorant. Scorpion says, my brother used to have his room like that, and when I'd clean it for him, he would be pissed. I don't know what to say. That is crazy. Hey, thank you very much, Vincent. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you hanging out, brother.
Religious and anti-scientific rubes. And we're the sophisticated one.
That's what the liberals
know it's got to be such a bitter pill to swallow that when it came down to the biggest scientific crisis,
you were wrong.
You got everything wrong.
Everything.
And those rubes were so much more right than you were.
What do you mean everything? Everything. Sorry. Scorpion says, instead of thanking me for cleaning it, I got cleaning it for him. I got it. Why'd you move all my stuff around? Yeah, that does not speak to a healthy disposition, let's say. Yeah, moving stuff around. I definitely understand that, but when it gets to a certain level, then it's like, what else are you supposed to do? So she said, that's a bit like, my brother is a fat fuck, but when I got him weight shakes, a membership to the gym, and dietary cookbooks, he got mad, the ungrateful brat. Well, kinda, yeah. And Scorpion agrees. That's right. That's what he said, that he didn't know where his stuff was now. In the garbage, where it belongs. Left to right.
I know that's a bitter pill to swallow.
You got everything
wrong. Have to swallow it. You just have to, because there's like no argument left at this point. Like, lockdowns were wrong, and mask mandates were wrong, and closing schools were wrong, and banning church services were wrong. My God, they closed playgrounds, they closed parks, they ran people off of beaches to go back into their home. I mean, they closed down universities. They sent college kids who were living amongst themselves back home with their grandparents. It's just insane.
And now Saturday Night Live is making just skits about it. Oopsie! Ah, well, not really that bad. It's a 10-day vacation. Like, Freedom says lockdowns, we're not wrong. It was funny to see how many people died from it and the chaos it will bring. Well, usually when we talk about wrong, we are saying that, you know, people dying is a bad thing. I know where you stand, No Freedoms, but for the rest of us, we typically don't want people to die. Yeah. It was wrong, and I didn't take any of that. I took my kids to the park and still went for beach walks. Hey, at a certain point, you got to take care of yourself. That's all you can do is take care of yourself.
So, and then I go, the vaccines were not what they told you to say. The people saying you couldn't get it or spread it were wrong. And then the people mandating it when it didn't even affect how much you spread the virus, they were wrong. And then the people, you know, go through.
There you go.
You were wrong about all of this. And the people opposing you on it were right. And that's difficult. I know that's a difficult thing to accept, but it's just, there's no other. And this is what's interesting about this article. It's like acknowledging that without having the moment that you're supposed to have when you acknowledge that.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. Like,
they just want amnesty. Remember that article, the Atlantic article about how, well, we just need to move on. Do we though? Maybe. But you are not the one to tell us that.
Some issues.
I really expected that, of course, there's a law that you can point to in the law book, the code that requires you to file a tax return. Of course there is. Maybe I don't know.
Libertarians, pay attention.
As he was speaking to me, but sure. So naively, I agreed to go off and research it and get back to him. 3.5 months later, I was at that point where I couldn't find the statute that clearly made a person liable, at least not me and most people I know. And I had no choice in my mind except to resign.
I had to leave the IRS because I presented evidence that I had accumulated indicating that the agency was violating the law and violating people's rights. And I asked the agency for a response to my sincere concerns. And the answer I got was that they would not respond to my concerns and that they would provide me with the paperwork necessary to tender my resignation.
Don't pay your taxes. This is not financial advice.
The People Foundation for Constitutional Education put a full-page ad in the USA Today on July 7th, 2000. And within the body of that ad was a $50,000 challenge for anyone that could show the law. And to me, $50,000 is a lot of money. So I went after that and did the research based on the fact that I thought, let's put this baby to bed. I'm hearing all these rumors. You know, I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I'll answer these people's questions that are asking me, and then I'll win this $50,000. And, you know, based on the research that I did throughout the year 2000 and that I'm still doing, I have not found that law. I've asked Congress. We've asked a lot of people in the IRS commissioners, helpers. They can't answer, because if they answer, the American people are going to know that this whole thing is a fraud.
I was surprised to hear these highly trained and decorated IRS agents.
And it goes on. There is no, I mean, this is a TikTok, so I mean, you know, obviously I haven't looked any further, but according to this TikTok, there is actually no law that says that you have to pay your taxes. And that actually makes sense, because taxation is theft. So, I mean, look a little bit more into it. But by the end of the video, they all say, I haven't paid my taxes in 20 years. And they're all fine. They're all fine.
To show the law that makes Americans liable to file a 1040 or to pay an income tax on their labor. I was very curious as to why the IRS refused to show the law.
87,000 new agents. 86.
Yet I was skeptical about the foundation's claims. There had to be a law, right? I mean, we've all been told over and over and over again that we had to pay income taxes.
No answers, no taxes. No answers, no taxes. No answers, no taxes.
Most people believe that the income tax system is legal and that the revenue from the tax
is it
used
though
in the public interest. However, there is a substantial, conclusive body of evidence that proves that our income tax system represents the most pernicious form of tyranny. It was the greatest hoax ever perpetrated by government against the working men and women of America.
American citizens, along with the foundation, have been asking the IRS.
So don't pay your taxes. Scrimmage, they are they're fine unless you make over 100K per year. I mean, yeah, they're probably not going to come after you, but also, I mean, definitely double check on that and pay your taxes before you do anything. Position that says, indeed, fuck taxes. I don't need shit like infrastructure and whatnot. My truck has a all-wheel drive. Get you some. I mean, I think we need infrastructure. I just think that a bridge company would build a better bridge than the government. Plug in, take out a bridge and put anything else in there, and probably agree with it. Probably agree with it. Funny thing is how Americans started a war over taxes and then later taxed themselves. Yep. Yeah, exactly. The IRS has entered the chat. Moving on. Oh, this is funny. This is funny. You have to listen because this one's a little bit quieter. But listen. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. So we got our friends down here.
Hi, G. Lane Maxwell. Jeffrey wants to thank you for all your help on the island. Please keep it quiet. Jeff is still getting massages up there. Heavenly. Jeff wants you to know that he's hanging in there. Jeff is an island boy. Oh, Jeff is an island boy.
Yikes.
I've been letting you know he's getting massages right now. He's chilling. He really do vibing.
Got him! If you didn't realize, that was the Island Boys sending a cameo to Ghislaine Maxwell from Jeffrey, saying he's hanging in there. Where are we? Facts. So it says, but does the bridge company not want to get paid for the bridge or toll road? Why would the bridge company not want to get paid for a bridge? What kind of company is that? What? Of course they would want to get paid. I don't understand the question. Federal gas tax and transportation taxes are supposed to cover the infrastructure. Yeah, but everything is infrastructure. Island boys. I mean, maybe, but not. Facts. Oh, this is just fun. Let's just take a little bit of time to bask in the glory of what this is. Okay, so before we go there, yes. So what it would be is, depending on where the bridge is, the I'd love to video. Actually, I don't even know. I don't even know what she looks like. I've seen the thing here, but I can't really tell. But I mean, if you got it, then. But yes, so no, the bridge company would buy the bridge, and then there would be a toll there, which would be okay because it's a private entity, and the money is going to that bridge, not to the government. So yes, I'm going to pay for the bridge as I use it, much like anything else. What type of company would fix the bridge, right? I can just fuck it up and come back and come back to fix it. I don't know what this means. Good point. Good point. Good point. All right. So let's bask in the glory. Who remembers? This is in Philly, November 7th of 2016.
Was it all just a dream?
Ah, no, we can't do that.
2016. Everything seemed to be going as planned. Amateurs and experts alike had already called the election months ago.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
Oof! There's not going to be a President Donald Trump. Now, to be fair, I was right there with all these people. I mean, like, that's never going to happen. Come on.
That's not going to happen.
Donald Trump is not going to be president of the United States.
Donald Trump will never be elected president of the United States.
He's not going to be president.
Is there a path to victory for Donald Trump at this point?
No.
Do you still think she has a 100% chance of winning the election?
I do. I'm not sure the Republican Party is going to survive.
I would like to introduce to you the next president of the United States.
The next president of the United States. I'm Jay-Z. Ha ha.
She had no idea who any of these rappers were, but it didn't matter.
I remember sitting that night with the first podcast I'd ever done, my co-host for that podcast. And we were doing hey, we got Tyler Smith in the building. Let's do that properly. Welcome. It is my birthday bash. We are hanging out, having a good time. And right now, we are taking a look back at the moment that everybody on the left found out that Donald Trump was going to become the president.
This is my
And it's time. Awoke that morning to the news in the New York Times that Trump had only a 15% chance of winning.
Little girl, I never thought I could be president.
Whatever.
It's becoming very real.
Congrats, Hillary, our first woman president.
Whoa, spelling.
All the way to the White House.
I waited over an hour to vote. I'm so happy.
In Rochester, New York, thousands put I voted stickers on the grave of suffragist Susan B. Anthony.
This is the most important election that I have ever voted in. I got to vote for all the president.
Oh my God, there's gonna be a woman president. We did it.
Once the polls closed, before the votes were even counted, the champagne corks were popped at Hillary's victory party in New York City.
I'm hoping the talking's gonna be
This
enough.
has
I
a
don't think it
literal
is.
glass ceiling. A glass ceiling they're hoping to symbolically burst through tonight.
Let's be one nation, indivisible, with a kick-ass president.
Meanwhile, just 17 blocks away,
It's a decidedly small venue. Perhaps the smallest one I've ever seen for an event like this.
things were looking bad for the other candidate.
Things were looking glum.
The crowd was glum.
Ha!
Officials now fear that if Donald Trump loses by a landslide, he could take down the congressional majorities with it.
Fox News seemed relieved that they wouldn't have to support this man for the next 4 years.
I think Hillary's going to win.
The betting odds on the presidential
That's-
race are 3-1 in favor of Secretary.
You're like, thank God. Little did they know that that would be the biggest thing that would keep media going for the next 4 years. And as to use the guy who had the Rona numbers did gangbusters.
We're projecting for Hillary Clinton right now. She wins New Jersey with 14 electoral votes.
This is quick.
Oh.
On the East Coast, Massachusetts, Maryland,
And Illinois, with 20 electoral votes, Hillary Clinton projected the winner. No huge surprises thus far.
Then
10-15.
something strange began to happen.
Big news for the first time tonight. Really big news in the presidential race. We can project that Donald Trump will win the state of Ohio.
Donald Trump will carry the state of North Carolina.
and that is huge for Donald Trump. This is exactly what he needed to do.
Donald Trump will carry the state of Florida, state of Wisconsin. He will win Wisconsin.
in Pennsylvania right now. Cliffhanger going on here in Michigan.
I remember, I didn't want him to win. I thought the world would end if he won. Whoa. Sis just got to head out. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. You have a fantastic night, and thank you so much. Have a good one.
56% of the vote is in. Look at how close it is. Right now, Donald Trump is ahead.
It's completely flipped now.
To make matters worse, Fox News was using my name.
Michael Moore, who knows white working class voters, has made movies about them, who grew up in Michigan, has been saying all along to the Democrats, dismiss him at your own peril.
I remember that.
I'm warning you. I know the people who live in my state, and I know how they think, and I know what their concerns are.
This is my fight song.
Everybody should head home. You should get some sleep. We're not going to have anything more to say tonight.
John Podesta.
Fox News election alert. Donald Trump is the president of the United States.
All right, we definitely can't use this music. What is salt flow? I have no idea what that means. All right, did I miss any comments here? Is that a real question? Neither. Preferably somebody along the lines of a DeSantis, but definitely not Trump or Kanye. Podesta definitely is a sicko of the ilk of our Island Boys cameo, if you catch my drift.
There's a man.
Right. So I want to do a couple more, and then I want to chat with you guys. So we're just gonna go a couple more, and then we're gonna head over to Discord because, like I said, I want to hang out with you guys. I want to talk to you guys. We could still watch other stuff. We could, watch like stuff that I don't have to worry about copyrights and stuff. So definitely. The link to the Discord is in the description of the video. It is free. It's free. Yep. Yeah, that's where, Pizzagate was a whole thing. What was it? Comet Pizza? Yeah, that was a whole thing. We get into a conversation about that in the Discord. Scorpion and Divining Rod. I'm still waiting on both of y'all to come in to the voice channel and hang out with us. I'm starting to take it personally. But no, I'm just kidding. Thank you so much for hanging out, Divining Rod. You have a great night. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, we'll do a couple more, and then we're heading out.
From a very viral TikTok who I'm pretty sure is faking his whole life and pretending to be a dad. Hear me out. This one right here.
Men will
Damn, a man doing chores, right? And on his own, taking on the mental load. Amazing. The shit right here is the equivalent of bikini photos to women. Women are so thirsty for this content, and for those of them who don't mind giving the most passive-aggressive Father's Day gift ever, this man even sells a course called Train My Mate, where he teaches you how to be a cleaner husband and father. Well, here's the thing. I would certainly hope that this man would be taking on the mental load of the housework all by himself, because he doesn't live with anyone else. I scoured this little e-course, and in every video, what's this? Y'all, ain't no ring on this man's finger. There is not a wife or child for days. Not on Facebook, not on Instagram. I even watched videos of him doing laundry. Ain't no onesies, ain't no bras, ain't no table with a bunch of tiny unmatched socks. This is men's laundry. Where are the bottles? Where are the kids' dishes? Where is the floral girl boss wine glass that every wife owns? You want us to believe a woman shares this bedroom with you. This man wants us to believe he has a whole-ass wife and kids with no sippy cups, no bottle tree, no pictures on the fridge.
This motherfucking simp is ruining it for all of us. Making it seem like he's amazing, when that's not really what's going on here, is it? Scorpion said, I signed up for Discord, I just never use it. I feel like it will become a distraction. Probably, but a very good distraction in the sense that it is all of us hanging out all the time. Well, except for no freedom. So if that's not a selling point, I don't know what it is. Why does she have to train him to clean? I wouldn't mind cleaning up for my husband. Well, the point here is that this doesn't even seem to be real. This just seems to be grifting to other women to see, like, look how I got him to clean. I got him to do this. But as she's pointing out, this is not a place where a family lives. This is a dude's house just taking care of his own shit. Oh, go cry about it. You know it was a joke. And just using that to get clout and then making it look like this is standard. Boom. The hoax. Go. Go. What the fuck? See, this is why I need a new computer.
And I'm watching the news now. They're declaring the end of the Trump era. Now, okay, I can see how in New York you might believe this is the end of his era. A lot of you don't understand why Trump was so popular, but I get it because I hear it every day. He's very loved. That first debate, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen a white male billionaire screaming at the top of his lungs, "This whole system is rigged," he said. And across the stage was a white woman, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, sitting over there looking at him like, "No, it's not." I said, "Oh, wait a minute, bro. It's what he said." And the moderator said, "Well, Mr. Trump, if in fact the system is rigged, as you suggest, what would be your evidence?" You remember what he said, bro? He said,
I don't remember.
"I know the system is rigged."
Oh, yeah.
"Because I use it." I said, "God damn." No one ever heard someone say something that true. And then Hillary Clinton tried to punch him in the taxes. She said, "This man doesn't pay his taxes." He shot right back.
That makes me smart. What did we just see? There is no law that you have to pay your taxes, according to a TikTok.
And then he said, "If you want me to pay my taxes, then change the tax code. But I know you won't, because your friends and your donors enjoy the same tax breaks that I do." And with that, my friends, a star was born. No one had ever seen anything like that. No one had ever seen somebody come from inside of that house, outside, and tell all the commoners, "We're doing everything that you think we are doing inside of that house." And I'm watching the news now. They're declaring the end of the...
So I just fired all of the crybaby liberals working on Twitter, but I wanted to do it in a fun way. So I had my intern Tyler create this app called Parrot that uses artificial intelligence to clone voices.
Okay, what is this stuff?
Omar, you're fired. Jack, you're fired. Tim, you're fired.
So
That's fucking
Based.
based. We got 6 people. All right, we're filtering out. So we're gonna do one more, and then, guys, like I said, the link to the Discord is in the description. Once the show ends, we're not done. We're just going to the after party, and it's my birthday, so we going to party. So make sure you do all what you got to do, and make sure you're in there. Vincent said he's feeling old. I'm still trying to figure it out, but he's got it. We're talking while the show's going on. So if he can get it, you can too. All right, last one. Where's
the message of the day? Love everyone,
more.
accept everyone for who they are.
Well, this one's only 10 seconds, so.
Their differences, their inequalities, like just
One more.
tolerance and love and acceptance.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
Him. Oh God, die.
Where's the message of the day?
Love
In case you missed
everyone, accept everyone for who they are. Their differences, their inequalities, like just tolerance and love and acceptance.
What do you think of Donald Trump?
Him. Oh God.
Just a perfect encapsulation of what I assume to be his political ideology. Let's put it that way. All right, real last one. As long as it's longer than 15 seconds.
Care to explain why the U.S. is the highest in school
I don't want to
So the best part about debating with liberals and leftists
Last
is
one.
you can always defeat them with logic. But sometimes you get the...
So Scorpion's asking, until what time is the virtual party? Whenever we're done, baby girl. Whenever we're done. Sometimes we'll be up for hours. Sometimes it's, we don't go too long, but we're usually in there for at least an hour or two. Andy Films leaving me too. Oh no! All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate you, buddy. And I will see you in the next one. Yeah, and so that tolerance and love went right out the window in 0.2 seconds. Well, of course, it doesn't count if it's for something that has to do with Trump. Like, come on. Squirman said, hey, you know what would be cool? Something like a VR Sims party. That's basically what it is. We just don't have the, like the fact that there's not a physical space for us to move around. But other than that, it's really not any different. Like, it's just us here. And then, instead of this being here, your window would be there. And then the next person, and we're all just you've been on a Zoom call before. And, I'm going to steal that. You want to miss the panty raid? Come on. But yes, that would be cool. That would be cool. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you, Vincent. Freedom says, reminds me when... Vincent. Freedom says, reminds me when people tell me to vote, but then get mad if they don't vote for the right person. Yeah, they don't want you to vote, full stop. They want you to vote for who they want you to vote for.
Added fun of being able to defeat them with their own made-up logic. So we've all heard the liberal argument for gender identity, that gender is a social construct, and therefore your gender identity can be whatever you feel it is. Like, for example, this girl creates a new video every couple hours letting us know what you can identify as. And don't worry, TikTok, I blacked out her name so it's not harassment and bullying.
I don't know if you know what is in women's underwear. Sure sounds like you don't, which is totally fine. But I happen to enjoy what goes inside of. Figure it out.
But according to her, you could be XXs, dragons, dinos, bells, peppermint, peppermints, paws, fawns, purples, blankets. And of course, the list just keeps going. The left has told us that we can identify as anything we want. However, the liberals in my comments, they've shown me that while you can identify as all this stuff, the one thing you can't be is a biological man or woman who identifies as a man or woman. No, because they've decided in those cases you must call yourself a cis man or a cis woman. Like recently I made a video where I said I identify as a man, not a cis man. And I told them it was important to me that they respect my gender identity. Don't worry, all the names are blacked out again, TikTok. This person says, I'm guessing you're trans because you're not cisgender. So I asked her, are you telling me how I need to identify? Are you not respective of my personal journey and identity? How bigoted of you. Do better. Her response was, definitions are important. Really? Definitions are important now? I'm not calling you a slur. I think you are because it sounds like you're misgendering me. You're not respecting how I choose to identify. If I did that to you, I would definitely get in trouble. Yep. So I said, oh, now definitions are important. Words have meaning. I am something specific because you say so. She continued on. I have never heard anybody say definitions are not important.
Well, then you're not listening, sweetie baby girl.
You are allowed to determine your own pronouns, but since you use he, him pronoun, and you were born a male,
how does she know that?
That means you're cisgender. Again, this is a liberal telling me how I have to identify. Do you think I'd be allowed to tell someone how they have to identify? I don't think so. So I said, there you go again, telling me how I must identify. It's so heterophobic and bigoted, not recognizing my right to self-identify.
Emotional damage.
But the best part is my video seemed to have started a really big fucking debate on TikTok. Because not only are my comment sections full of people identifying as a man or a woman, not a cis man or woman, but it's become a huge topic for lives. And don't worry, TikTok, I blacked out everyone's name again, but you can see it here where she says cis is a prefix, not a slur. Here again where they argue cis isn't offensive, telling me what I'm allowed to be offended by. I think using the left's logic, we can all agree this is bigotry. And I'm triggered.
Well, it looks like between three different TikToks that we saw just in the last couple of hours, that even people who, I was going to say identify, people who hold this ideology are not able to make it make sense. They're not able to keep the logic straight. No pun intended. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. This will fall. This is why I keep telling you guys I have a lot of faith. And when Gen Z gets older, and specifically Generation Alpha, I think the millennials, as a millennial myself, probably the worst generation ever. I think I'm okay with that. I am willing to bet that in 40 years, we will still be saying that millennials are the worst generation. It's kind of died down now because Gen Z are, the young kids that are old enough to do dumb stuff and all of that. But as they get older and they age out of that, just like how the millennial hate has gone down as we've gotten older, their hate is going to go down. The hate's going to go to Generation Alpha as their kids. But as both of those generations and the subsequent generations get older, I think we are in. I am white pilled. That's all I will say. Is this you going to sleep? Am I putting you to sleep? Or are you saying Generation Z, like gang, we Generation Z? What's going on? I don't think you're Gen Z, are you? And I don't know what this means, but the fact of the matter is that things are changing, and that's a good thing. This is exactly, Vincent, this is exactly where I think it's going to go. I mean, they definitely will grow, period. So hopefully, unlike millennials, they will, in fact, grow out of it. I think seeing the divide between millennials and everything else, everyone else, I think it just makes it's ripe for younger kids to be looking and seeing, okay, what went wrong there? Let's figure it out. And because the internet was thrust upon millennials the way that it was, then we didn't really know how to deal with it. We were kind of just dealing with it. But I do think that is going to change. So, who's ready for the after party? Obviously, we didn't really go. The Roman Empire fell, and the American one can as well. But like I said, I am white pilled. So yeah, since we didn't go over anything super, anything in particular, I don't really have any closing words. So all I can say is that I really hope I will see you over at Discord, because that's all I want for my birthday, hanging out with you guys. And you've done so much to hang out with me so far. If you could do me the huge favor of making sure, if you have not already done so, hit that like button. That is the number one thing that will help this video in the algorithm. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, definitely do that. I am here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So I will see you guys Monday. And don't forget, you know how those notifications are. So if you could just do me the favor of being the notification, just take the URL, plaster it all over social media, and we are going to get this popping. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hit 5,000 hours, so I'm just waiting on the rest of the 200 or 320 people to join before I can stop being super broke. So if you get somebody to subscribe, I will personally wank you off. Just kidding. But no, thank you so much for hanging out, guys. I really appreciate it. Like I said, head over to the Discord. The after party starts now.